"Your dad, that shameless man," her mother's voice crackles over the phone. But our girl just coldly replies, "I still have work." The line goes dead. Another holiday spent completely alone. She grabs her coat, ready to escape the suffocating silence of her empty apartment. Meet HeYunHan. At just 23, she's a superstar actress with the world at her feet. But our poor heroine is a total cynic. To her, all that lovey-dovey stuff is just a bunch of chemical reactions. She walks through a sea of happy families, a complete ghost in their cheerful world. Her icy exterior is a fortress against the warmth she can't have. She thinks love is just a cheap trick of the brain, a rush of chemicals. It's no different than eating chocolate, and she absolutely despises sweets. So where does a lonely, jaded actress go to numb the pain? To the nearest bar, of course, where her friend greets her with a knowing smirk. Looks like this is a regular thing. She gets straight to the point, ordering a drink to drown her sorrows. Her friend cuts right to the chase, parents argued again. Our girl just sighs, they weren't always like this. She takes a sip, her words laced with bitterness. Money changes people, and not for the better, and in her world almost no one can resist temptation. One drink is all it takes, and she's already flushed. Her friend warns her to slow her roll, then comes the dreaded question, when will you fall in love? Our girl flinches, she can't stand being touched. But her friend has a chaotic plan, a blind date with someone simple. Simple. Our heroine practically scoffs. She doesn't believe simple people even exist, but her friend just grins, speak of the devil. And then a burst of sunshine walks in. This is Fengyu, an 18-year-old college student who looks like the world's most adorable marshmallow. Our poor girl flops onto the counter, completely exhausted from dealing with that damn Chen. Her friends tell her she needs to rest, but she just wants to drink her sorrows away. They check her out, and her friend jokes about whether she's grown again. Meanwhile, the woman in question, Chen, nearly chokes on her drink. Our girl is completely oblivious, now passed out on the couch. The friend can't help but laugh at this chaotic mess. She playfully pinches our girl's cheek, but Chen is just staring, completely unamused. Chen wonders who this girl even is, recognizing her face but not placing it. Turns out she's in their circle, but our girl drunkenly reveals she's only 18. She then asks her friend for a favor, acting surprisingly polite for once. The favor, make Chen take her home. The friend promises Chen a feast as a reward. So now Chen is stuck in a taxi with a completely wasted girl. The car pulls up to a ridiculously huge mansion. This girl isn't just in their circle, she's loaded. Chen struggles to drag the dead weight inside. She finally manages to get her on the bed, complaining about how heavy she is. But then, she leans in close and realizes how cute our girl is when she's sleeping. Just as she's about to leave, the girl stirs, apologizing for something. Chen tries to unbutton her thick coat, but our girl grabs her hand, yelling, "Don't touch me." The tension is absolutely sizzling. And then in a shocking move, our girl yanks Chen down on top of her. She whispers, "Please don't leave me alone," before immediately passing out again. Chen is left completely stunned, trapped in an unexpected embrace. The next morning, Chen wakes up in a sunlit room. She's confused, realizing this isn't her house. But the real horror dawns on her when she looks into the covers and asks, "Where are my clothes?" Our girl sits across from Sukin. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. On the phone, her friend asks if she changed her driver because who would dare to mess with her? HeYunHan goes quiet, a million thoughts racing through her mind. Was it really Fengyu? She gets up and inspects Sukin's dress. Is that her style? She asks, full of suspicion. Sukin hesitates, remembering what the girl said. HeYunHan demands to know what's going on. But Sukin just trails off, looking uncomfortable. HeYunHan sighs, completely over this. Sukin finally spits it out. "Fengyu said she doesn't recognize you." The words hit her like a truck. "Doesn't recognize me." The call ends abruptly. Meanwhile, the actress Fengyu wonders why the name HeYunHan sounds familiar. Then she just shrugs it off. She chugs her drink, living her best life. Until her manager busts in, announcing it's diet time. The party is officially over. Fengyu whines that she's still growing, but her manager isn't having it. HeYunHan, the manager, is already getting a migraine. "Am I not pure and cute?" Fengyu asks with a totally innocent face. Then she strikes a chaotic pose. The manager reminds her to check her schedule. And drops the bomb. All her meals are now from a dietitian. Fengyu is absolutely devastated. She takes a selfie, wondering if her luck has run out. Yep, this is definitely bad luck. She sarcastically calls it charming luck. Her manager can't even look anymore. The poor woman is at her wit's end with this chaotic child. Fengyu pleads with her, just let her eat the rest of her snacks. She puts on her best puppy eyes, but the manager is immune. No way. In fact, since she has so much energy, they're adding extra physical training. Fengyu's soul leaves her body. After a week of hellish training, our girl finally drags her feet back to the dorm. She stumbles in, her very soul trying to escape her exhausted body. Her roommate is just fangirling over some dude on her phone, while our poor heroine is about to die from hunger. But wait, she smells something heavenly. Sumin tries to hide the evidence, but it's too late. Our girl is a bloodhound when it comes to instant noodles. Sumin breaks the bad news, their manager has banned all snacks. Our girl collapses, crying about the rabbit food diet and brutal training. She's so desperate she clings to her other roommate, Juan, begging for a single bite of meat. She literally offers herself in exchange for food. The desperation is real. But even Juan is too scared of their manager's wrath. Suddenly, her friend shouts that it's starting and they need to hurry. Our girl is totally lost. A famous actress is at their school to film the very variety show she's supposed to be in. And in her haste, she completely forgot her glasses. They rush to the auditorium, which is already swarming with cameras. They manage to squeeze into a spot in the crowd. But our poor heroine is so drained, she immediately passes out on her friend's shoulder. Meanwhile, backstage, the star of the show, HeYunHan, is getting ready. The girls spot themselves on a monitor, completely starstruck. But their excitement catches Yunhan's eye. She looks at the screen and recognizes our sleeping beauty. The director explains that's Fengyu, a popular but rather careless student. Yunhan's expression turns sharp. Oh, she knows her all right. The director is completely baffled by this connection. Yunhan decides it's time to make her grand entrance. She rises, looking like an absolute goddess ready for war. Just then, our girl is woken up by her friend. The crowd erupts as Yunhan takes the stage, more stunning in person than on screen. But to our girl, it's all just a pretty blur. She can't see a thing without her glasses. She lets out a massive yawn, completely unimpressed. Since it's all blurry anyway, she decides a nap is a better use of her time. On stage, Yunhan scans the audience, her gaze piercing. And then she finds her, the girl she came to see, is completely knocked out and drooling. Yunhan is absolutely speechless. The shock, the betrayal, the sheer audacity. The fashion event ends, and the crowd goes absolutely wild for Yunhan. She gives them a cool, professional wave, the perfect Ice Queen actress. Backstage, her assistant suggests she get some rest. But Yunhan is all business. She has an award ceremony and work to do. She asks for the files on the new candidates she's supposed to mentor. Her assistant immediately hands them over. After a few interviews, Nana notes that all the resumes are beautiful. Yunhan looks them over, feeling a pang of insecurity. These girls are all perfect on paper. She asks her assistant, Nana, if there are any other students left. Nana suddenly remembers one last file. Yunhan is shocked when she sees the resume. This girl is different. First place in a village singing contest, Yunhan is immediately suspicious. Nana offers her some roasted chicken from a fan to cheer her up. But Yunhan is focused. Not right now, send the student in. She glances at a little pig charm lost in a memory. Her eyes narrow with a dangerous glint. Let's see how embarrassed you'll be. An hour passes and Nana peeks in. The student still hasn't arrived. Yunhan is not pleased. Meanwhile, our poor girl is in a full-blown panic. She's so late. She bursts into the building, vision blurry, because she forgot her contacts. She introduces herself to the icy-sounding MS, he who is not impressed. Our girl sits down trying to be polite. But then she sees it, a glorious golden brown roasted chicken. She takes a deep longing sniff. Oh, the humanity. Her eyes turn into hearts. She's practically drooling over it. Yunhan just stares, thinking she's misjudged the situation entirely. She tries to start the interview, but our girl is completely distracted. And may I have a bite, just one bite? She begs, tears in her eyes. She starts sobbing that she's too hungry to think and will be her fan forever for some chicken. Yunhan is speechless. Is she really losing a power struggle to a piece of poultry? Our girl suddenly slams the door open and runs out. Her friend is waiting with her contacts, asking how the interview went. Our heroine admits she couldn't even get a signature. There was roasted chicken, she explains. Back inside, Nana is dying of laughter. Yunhan is fuming. Her assistant tries to compose herself. Yunhan just grits her teeth, her mood completely ruined. Nana knows this is bad. The star is definitely going to hold a grudge against this poor girl. Just then, Yunhan's phone buzzes. It's a barrage of dramatic texts from her mother about her father leaving. The family drama makes her even more frustrated. She tries to calm down, but her mind flashes back to the chaotic interview. She remembers the girl's ridiculously happy face over a simple chicken. She picks up the unique resume from the table. With a cold look in her eyes, she crumples it into a ball and tosses it straight into the trash where she thinks it belongs. Fireworks light up the sky over the massive cruise ship. But inside, our girl HeYunHan is completely over this party. She thinks this whole banquet is a pointless waste of time. Suddenly, a greasy-looking actor slides into her personal space. It's Wang Jun, a B-lister who's clearly trying to network his way up. He tries to get close, suggesting they exchange ideas for his next project. But our girl shuts him down with two simple words, next time. He's forced to retreat, realizing she's a total ice queen. Her eyes then land on another group across the room. What a coincidence. She spots Xiao introducing a new girl named Yuanbao. The new girls are already gossiping about her, of course. One of them suddenly remembers Yunhan isn't just an actress, she's a powerhouse stakeholder. The blonde Yunyu whispers that Yunhan looks like she's in pain. Her friend freaks out, reminding her that Yunhan is their new boss. But Yunyu just scoffs. She's got beauty and power, what could she be sad about? She leans in, ready to drop some juicy insider gossip. This should be good. She whispers that Yunhan only hires sweet, helpless actresses. But her friend Yuanbao is so done with gossip, she just wants to eat. She spots her chance and makes a run for the buffet table. Finally, she's escaped her friend's clutches and found paradise. She sneaks out onto the balcony with a full plate, feeling totally safe. This is the life, just her and this heavenly food. She's in pure bliss, savoring every bite when she feels a sudden chill. Her eyes snap open to see the Ice Queen herself staring right at her. Busted. The Ice Queen herself, HeYunHan, is here, and she is not happy to be seen like this. Our girl Yuanbao goes into full-on analysis mode. What type does she like? The damsel in distress, obviously. Operation Seduce the Stoic President begins with a plate of ridiculously fancy cakes. She starts her terrible, cringy acting. Oh no, I'm so full, whatever shall I do? But HeYunHan is completely unbothered and our girl starts to panic internally. Time for plan B, fake a stomachache, this is getting desperate. But she's committed to the bit now, she marches right up to her target. HeYunHan is caught off guard, all she can think is how good Yuanbao smells. The gay panic is real, she's totally flustered by this sudden proximity. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a very sparkly knife. Yuanbao pulls back, playing the innocent card like a pro. And for the first time, HeYunHan sees a different side of her, she even sees a faint smile. Later, HeYunHan realizes she doesn't know this chaotic girl at all. She can't stop thinking about their strange encounter. Meanwhile, our poor heroine finally makes it back to her dorm. She collapses on her bed, completely drained from all that acting. She decides she's officially done with high society parties, forever. Lying in bed, she scrolls through articles about HeYunHan but sees a deep sadness in her eyes. How could someone so talented and successful possibly be lonely? With that thought, our girl drifts off to sleep. She finds herself in a strange, feathery dreamscape. And there she is, HeYunHan, sitting all by herself. Dream Yuanbao boldly walks up and offers to stay with her. And the dream takes a very spicy turn, causing our girl to jolt awake. She is a blushing, stuttering mess. How could she have such a shameless dream? Our girl flips through the script her friend gave her. A single line hits her right in the feels. She's completely shocked by what she's reading. What kind of chaotic story is this? She shouts. She tries to play it cool, but inside she's freaking out. The script is a carbon copy of the dream she just had. Her friend bribes her with a feast for moral support, and of course, our girl caves immediately. She celebrates the promise of free food. What a sweet, sweet deal indeed. Backstage, her friend is a nervous wreck, but Yuanbao gives her a quick pep talk. With newfound courage, Lin Hongxi heads off to get ready. As the scene starts, our girl spots the director, HeYunHan, looking intense. The other actors are whispering about how dedicated she is. The clapperboard snaps and it's action time. The emperor grabs Lin Hongxi, but her acting is stiff. Even our girl can tell something is off. The director calls cut, looking less than pleased. Yuanbao gulps, realizing the rumors about the stern director are true. Again and again, the director yells cut. The tension on set is thick enough to cut with a knife. Finally, the director has had enough and decides to demonstrate the scene herself. She gets into position, her entire demeanor changing in an instant. She transforms into the heartbroken consort. The aura she gives off is absolutely breathtaking. Our girl is completely stunned by how hot she is. The cameras roll again. The director's performance is on another level. The pain and longing in her eyes are so real. Her gaze is absolutely piercing. Our poor heroine's heart is beating out of her chest. After that masterclass, the director gives some gentle advice. Lin Hongxi nails the scene and filming wraps for the day. Our girl can't help herself and runs up to the director. She gushes about how amazing her acting was. Teacher, he just smirks, easily guessing she was dragged along. Yuanbao gets flustered and tries to change the subject back to her incredible performance. The director leans in, asking just how good it was. Panicking, our girl blurts out the most chaotic thing possible. The director looks amused and says she's looking forward to it. Yuanbao short-circuits, wondering what on earth that's supposed to mean. Is she being seduced right now? Our girl is zoned out until she hears the magic words, zero sugar dessert. While chowing down, she starts grilling her friend about her love life. Hongxi just smiles mysteriously as Yuanbao inhales her food. But when asked about her ideal type, she says she prefers someone older. She thinks older partners are just so much more mature and wise. Our poor heroine nearly chokes on her cakes, because of course, her mind immediately flashes to a certain dark-haired teacher. She quickly tells herself to snap out of it, stop dreaming. After a satisfying meal, our girl is feeling on top of the world. Suddenly, Hongxi's phone rings. It's her manager, Lucy. The Emperor Group wants to recruit her and teach her he is behind it all. Lucy is ecstatic, promising to put in a good word. Yuanbao gives her a big thumbs up, though Hongxi looks a little worried. The call ends with a huge congrats for Hongxi. Yuanbao tackles her in a celebratory hug, promising she's gonna be a star. A few days later, they're celebrating at a chaotic party. The place is packed with people dancing and having a good time. But our girl is completely wiped out, slumped over a table. Just then, her phone buzzes with a new message. She glances at the screen and her entire nervous system short-circuits. It's an SOS, teacher he is drunk and needs to be picked up. Yuanbao rushes to the scene to find her teacher completely passed out. Her friend is immediately starstruck by the sleeping beauty. Yuanbao is not having it, but her friend is determined to help. And just like that, her friends ditch her, leaving her with an unconscious teacher. In the car, Yuanbao can't help but stare at the woman next to her. She recalls this isn't the first time she's seen her passed out drunk. She thinks about the heavy burdens this radiant woman must carry. Her fingers gently trace Teacher He's cheek as she gets lost in her perfume. But wait, she's a little too still. Our girl starts to panic. She nervously reaches out a finger just to check if she's still breathing. Suddenly, eyes wide open, she's been caught. Teacher, he grabs her wrist, demanding to know what she's doing. Our girl is completely busted, stammering an awkward hello. Our girl panics, claiming she was just checking to see if Teacher he was dead yet. Teacher he is not amused. She coldly says she wouldn't die that easily. She barks an order at the driver to start the car, startling our poor heroine. Alone in the back, she lets out a huge sigh of relief. That was intense. The car speeds off, arriving at a very sleek and modern mansion. Our girl follows her to the door, timidly asking if she's feeling okay. Teacher, he ignores her, simply heading for the entrance. The door clicks open and they step inside the dark house. Trying to be helpful, she offers to make Teacher he something to eat. But the offer is immediately shot down with a harsh no. That's when Teacher he remembers. This is the same girl who brought her home last time. She claimed not to recognize her, but the house seemed so familiar. A painful memory surfaces, her mother nagging her not to leave. A younger version of herself storms out, screaming that she's sick of it. She's always been alone, using pills to numb all the pain inside. Meanwhile, our girl opens the fridge, hoping to find something to cook. Her eyes go wide with shock. The fridge is completely barren. Was she robbed? There is literally nothing in here but a container of rice. Suddenly, she hears a crash. A bottle of pills has fallen to the floor. She turns around, a worried look on her face. Teacher he. She rushes into the living room to find her collapsed on the sofa. She tries to take her to the hospital, but Teacher he weakly refuses. She's afraid of cameras. Our girl insists she lay down, but Teacher he keeps pushing her away. She then notices the absolute mountain of medicine bottles on the table. This is serious. She scolds her, warning her that this could lead to a stomach perforation or even sepsis. But Teacher he just mumbles that she's used to it and wants to be left alone. Not giving up, our girl has a brilliant idea. She pulls out a carton of milk. She proudly calls it one of her secret life hacks. So cute. She gently helps the delirious Teacher he drink from the straw. Teacher he is surprised. It doesn't taste bad, and it feels soothing. In her feverish state, she thinks our girl must be a real-life angel. Our heroine promises to make kanji next and reminds her to take her medicine. Teacher he can only stare, too weak to protest anymore. A little while later, our girl returns with a warm bowl of plain kanji. She even cooled it down for her, but Teacher he's response is cold, go home. Our girl's face falls, but you can see the determination in her eyes. She's not leaving. Our girl tries to scare her with a horror story about a tiger eating a lamb. The teacher just smirks, asking if our heroine is the big bad tiger in this story. She just begs her to eat the kanji so she can finally leave this awkward situation. But the teacher critiques her acting, calling her out on her terrible delivery. So savage. She finally takes a bite of the kanji our girl so desperately made for her. With the food gone, our heroine makes a run for it. Yes, ma'am, I'm out of here. But just as she's leaving, she spots the teacher grabbing a bottle of pills. She screams at her to stop, her heart pounding in her chest. Our girl is horrified by the sheer number of pills. That much is toxic. She threatens to drag her to the hospital, and the teacher is just baffled by her concern. The teacher finally gives in, putting the medicine away just to make her leave. But now our girl makes up an excuse to stay, worried she'll take the pills anyway. After getting a promise, our heroine finally agrees to go home. The teacher watches her go, a complicated and almost soft look on her face. In the car, our girl can't stop thinking about how lonely the teacher's life seems. Suddenly, her phone rings, snapping her out of her thoughts. It's her manager, checking to see if she survived the night with the Ice Queen. Her manager scolds her, revealing the teacher has a lot of landmines you can't step on. Turns out the teacher hates milk and doesn't like being touched by anyone. Our girl realizes she didn't just step on the landmines, she blew up the whole field. She's so shocked she just goes completely silent on the phone. Meanwhile, the teacher hears our girl wants to withdraw from their project together. She calls the manager, wondering if our girl is scared after their little encounter. But then she drops a bombshell. She says the milk tasted pretty good. Her manager defends our girl, saying she's just a passionate and warm-hearted person. The teacher seems intrigued, learning that they were schoolmates. Back with the squad, they're trying to figure out what the acting queen meant. Our girl is having a complete meltdown, convinced she's a dead woman walking. Someone gently touches her head and she looks up, expecting comfort. But it's just her chaotic friend, who immediately starts teasing her about another girl. The Fresh Go competition is underway and the crowd is absolutely feral. Our girl and Yuanbao finally arrive, feeling like they couldn't escape this fate. She spots a giant poster of herself in the most cringy high school pose ever. She's absolutely mortified, while Yuanbao just calls her cute. Yuanbao reminds her of the brutal rules, thousands of trainees, only 4 per instructor. The pressure is on for this show, supposedly brimming with youthful talent. But our girl is convinced she's just going to die a horrible death on stage. Yuanbao tries to hype her up, telling her they are in the second half so they can warm up. But from the shadows, a stern instructor watches, eager to see her perform. The auditions are a mixed bag of interesting talents. Candidate 98 is called up for feedback from the judges, and the feedback is absolutely savage. The instructor, HeYunHan, just roasts her alive. Another judge chimes in, saying she has no talent and just wants to be famous. HeYunHan finishes her off, saying she has nothing special to show and didn't even prepare. The poor girl leaves the stage completely traumatized as our girl watches in horror. The host has to call a break because literally every contestant is leaving in tears. Our poor heroine starts praying to every god she knows for mercy. Yuanbao asks if she's really that scared of her teacher, HeYunHan. Yuanbao thinks the teacher's cold exterior is just an act. She reveals that she's known the instructor since she was a kid and sees her as a big sister. Our girl has a flashback, suddenly feeling a wave of empathy for the Ice Queen judge. Filled with a new sense of purpose, she grabs Yuanbao's shoulders with determination. Yuanbao is surprised by her sudden burst of chaotic energy. Our girl jokes that if she fails, she'll just go back to her village life. She even offers to give everyone a stage to entertain her while she grows crops. Yuanbao can't help but laugh at her adorable nonsense. But then the next group is called and our girl gets serious, saying she's here to make a living. It's finally her turn to face the music. During the break, the judges complain about the lack of talent this year. The icy instructor HeYunHan decides to go touch up her makeup. Meanwhile, a staffer finds a group of contestants sobbing their eyes out over the harsh feedback. The entire waiting room is just a sea of traumatized, crying trainees. The instructor leans forward, a sly smile playing on her lips. "Will you surprise me?" Her colleague notes she seems unusually excited for the next candidate. She plays it cool, but internally admits she's very interested. Meanwhile, our poor heroine is backstage trying to hype herself up. Suddenly, the spotlight hits and the crowd roars as she takes the stage. She knows her cute performance style is all pre-packaged by the company. But that doesn't stop the nerves from kicking in, especially when she knows the main instructor is watching her every move. Her performance ends to thunderous applause. The crowd absolutely loves her. She asks the judges for their feedback, bracing herself. But her eyes are locked on one person, desperately seeking approval. The main instructor gives her a surprising critique. The performance was great, but she wants to see a more mature theme. Our girl quickly sheds her jacket and her cutesy persona, ready for round 2. The instructor is left completely speechless by the sudden transformation. This is not the same girl who was just on stage. Then our girl goes full chaos mode, leaning right over the judge's table. The other contestants are absolutely losing their minds. Is the instructor blushing? The crowd goes wild. She chose pure unadulterated violence. After that bombshell performance, the flustered instructor just waves her through to the next round. The fans are already screaming that she's this year's champion. In her post-show interview, our girl plays it confident and cool. She even gives a cheeky answer about not wanting to squander the instructor's love. But when asked which instructor she'd choose, she's suddenly at a loss for words. Our girl is in the middle of a very important interview. She's trying her best to sound humble, claiming her stage presence is all thanks to liquid courage, milk. But little does she know, the one person she's dissing is watching everything. Director HeYunHan is not impressed by this little performance. Her assistant notes that this fledgling actress seems to have caught the director's eye. Yunhan coolly walks away, a plan clearly brewing in that beautiful head of hers. She ends up at a counselor's office. The doctor gives her the all-clear based on her recent exam. He then gets a little personal, asking if she's met anyone interesting. She mentions some energetic rookies, which reminds her of her past. Then she spots a familiar brand of milk on his desk. He's surprised, but she takes a sip, lost in a memory. She thanks him for the sweet drink and heads out. He just watches her go, completely speechless. Meanwhile, our poor heroine and the other contestants are waiting for a bus. They grumble about their mentors getting to ride in style. Speak of the devil, director, he pulls up in a fancy car. Later on the bus, the girls gossip about the director's strange behavior. They think our girl's amazing performance must have stunned the stoic director. But then Yuanbao freezes. Her idol is right there on the same bus. She can't believe how close she is to the gorgeous director Our girl is having a full-on fangirl meltdown. Her friend has to physically restrain her from being a total creep. She eventually dozes off, only to be woken up when they arrive. Yuanbao is ready for a nice meal after the long ride. But their destination is a literal pigsty in the middle of nowhere. A producer cheerfully welcomes them to their new home for the next half a month. Our girl is just trying to process this nightmare scenario. And just when things couldn't get worse, a familiar voice calls out to her. Our girl is at the welcome party, making small talk about visiting her grandma. But then her colleague drops a bomb. Director, he was the one who recommended her for this. Loyan is completely thrown. Why would the Ice Queen herself help her out? The orientation begins with some big news. A mentor has dropped out at the last minute, and her replacement is none other than Monsieur, a total dance celebrity with chaotic energy. The other girls are already fangirling over the new mentor. But Loyan suddenly looks like she's seen a ghost. Her friend asks if she's okay. She brushes it off, but her face says it all. Something is very, very wrong. To break the tension, the organizers suggest a little game after dinner. Our girl is happily eating when someone suggests hide and seek. She's totally down for it. But seeing director he just sitting there makes her gut twist. This whole situation is weird. The game is decided. It's blindfolded tag and you have to describe who you catch in 3 words. One of the other girls, a sassy blonde, eagerly puts on the blindfold. She immediately sniffs out her target and grabs someone. Dumb, gluttonous, dramatic. Of course, it's our poor heroine. But before she can recover, director he swoops in, whispering in her ear. Loyan is a blushing, stuttering mess. This is getting way too intense. The crowd gets rowdy, suggesting a kiss for a correct guess. The blonde declares she's coming for Loyan next. The tension between our girl and director he is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Someone even suggests director he should just mentor them both. The chaos is escalating. Director he's expression turns absolutely glacial. The temperature in the room plummets. The organizers find this hilarious. This ambitious girl is openly trying to poach Loyan. Everyone feels the sudden chill coming off the director. This is not a game to her anymore. Now it's the director's turn. She catches our girl instantly. Cute, clever, optimistic, she recognized her laugh. Loyan takes the blindfold, playing the part of a dramatic queen on the hunt. She calls out for her cuties, and director he just stands there, an elegant, silent statue. But our girl is a predator. She sniffs her out and pounces. Caught you. Leaning in close, she gets ready to deliver the prize. Director he is absolutely stunned. The screen whites out as the moment of impact arrives. This is not a drill. The crowd goes silent as our girl realizes this kiss is being broadcast live. She pulls back, completely mortified, staring at the woman she just kissed. The horrific realization dawns on her. It's her mentor. Her brain completely short-circuits, leaving her frozen on the spot. Her friends are in absolute shock. Back at the dorms, our poor heroine is catatonic. She's done with life. Her roommate tries to snap her out of it, but Yuanbao is in full-blown panic mode. Meanwhile, the other girls are buzzing. One is super jealous, having crushed on the mentor for years. They start talking about how dedicated Yuanbao used to be, but she can't take it anymore. She grabs some snacks and makes a run for it, desperate to escape the conversation. But she opens the door only to freeze in horror. Guess who's standing right outside? It's mentor he, and our girl's brain goes into overdrive, trying to figure out how to escape. She tries to act casual, wondering why her mentor is just standing there. Then she blurts out the most random thing about the wind being noisy. Smooth. The cringe is so real. How is her mentor supposed to even respond to that? The silence is absolutely killing her. She instantly regrets coming outside. In a desperate attempt to fix things, she offers her a place to sit, which only makes it worse. She is practically begging her to say something, anything. The mentor finally speaks, coldly saying the kiss meant nothing before turning to leave. But just as she walks away, she suddenly collapses, clutching her head in pain. Yuanbao rushes to her side, worried about her low blood sugar. Our girl refuses to let her just walk away, holding her steady. She gently offers her own shoulder for the mentor to lean on. And just like that, they are sitting together under the stars. The cold mentor finally lets her guard down, resting against our heroine's shoulder. Missy offers our girl a blank check, asking if there's anything she needs. Our girl finally blurts it out. She wants to be on the same team as Miss Yu. Missy goes silent for a moment, then confidently says she'll handle it. Our girl walks back to the dorms, totally overthinking everything she just said. The next morning, her roommate cheerfully wakes her up. She's even brought our heroine breakfast and lunch. What a pal. Yuanbao immediately stuffs her face, hygiene be damned. Her friend starts the morning with some juicy gossip. She's totally suspicious about Yuanbao and Miss Yu's relationship. Our girl chokes on her bun, trying her best to play it cool. They decide to visit Grandma, but are stopped in their tracks. Speak of the devil, Grandma's here and she's brought the entire pantry with her. Our girl can't believe her eyes. That's a lot of food, Gram. A new neighbor helps with the bags and announces they'll have kebabs tonight. But then she drops some interesting info. Her teacher was in a terrible mood last night. Grandma suddenly points out a beauty nearby and Yuanbao is shook. It's Miss Yu, looking exhausted but still gorgeous. Yuanbao admits she feels self-conscious and a little scared around her. Grandma sagely tells her that isn't fear, but gets interrupted before she can finish her thought. Our girl awkwardly waves and Miss Yu turns around. Yuanbao instantly cringes at her own obviousness. Later that night, Grandma starts a little story by the grill. She talks about an old dog that everyone was afraid of, but was actually just deeply loyal. Then she drops the mic. Maybe you're just afraid of getting close to someone you like. Our girl is busted. And just as Grandma leaves, the ultimate wingman move happens. Miss Yu brings her soup. Our girl shyly takes a sip as Grandma watches, totally pleased with her matchmaking. Grandma tells Miss Yu straight up that Yuanbao likes her but is just too scared to say it. Miss Yu is speechless. Miss Yu is completely shook. Is it possible this chaotic child actually likes her? Meanwhile, said child is just trying to hustle some lamb skewers. A true entrepreneur. But some hater slaps her merchandise away, the absolute nerve. She immediately whips out a QR code, pay up or get out. A full-on skewer war breaks out among the students. This party is wild. Our girl Miss Yu escapes the chaos to be alone, but she spots someone running. It's a girl clutching a massive bouquet of lamb skewers, a woman of culture. Miss Yu watches as the figure sprints through the dark, but she just runs right past without a glance. Miss Yu looks a little disappointed. The gossips are at it again, whispering about the weird history between Miss Yu and Loyan. Suddenly, the pink-haired girl locks eyes with our heroine. The tension is real. Miss Yu panics, thinking she must want the skewers she can't eat. The girl gets a brilliant idea, a peace offering of delicious, greasy meat. She prepares a generous bundle, choosing only the best for her future mentor. She presents the offering, even saying they're lean so Miss Yu won't get fat, so thoughtful. And with her mission complete, she scampers away into the night. Loyan immediately swoops in like a vulture. Don't like lamb? I'll finish it for you. But Miss Yu clutches them protectively. It's fine, these are her emotional support skewers now. Later, she enters her office. She places the skewers on her desk like a sacred relic. Then she starts writing in her diary about a kid who reminds her of someone from her past. Staring at the gifted food, she feels a pang in her heart. She pulls out her phone and texts the director. The decision has been made. The next day, the results are in. It's time to announce the student pairings. Miss Yu will take 3 students and 1 lucky student will be assigned to Mr. He. Zixi is practically vibrating, so sure she'll get picked, but Loyan is skeptical. Loyan knows Miss Yu won't pick her. Zixi, however, is manifesting her win with all her might. The director hypes up the crowd. Does everyone want to know who the lucky person is? And the winner is Yuanbao. Zixi is mid-bite, thanking Miss Yu for her help. Then the name finally registers. The pure, unadulterated shock, her world is ending. The assistant is trying to remind our girl about their deal from last night. But our heroine is having none of it. Missy calmly sips her soup, looking like an angel. She declares she's going to teach them everything she knows. The new girl Yuanbao can't believe her luck. Suddenly, a massive gift box appears. It's a legendary sword that can cut through iron. The other students are completely floored. Our girl realizes this is what be careful what you ask for feels like. The other girls are fawning over the cool Miss Yu. But our girl looks like she just swallowed a very sour lemon. Still, she's absolutely in love with her new sword. But then comes the bombshell announcement. They're all moving into dorms. Our girl's face falls. A room alone with Miss He, kill me now. She resorts to begging the door frame for mercy. But Granny just calls her dazed and confused. Granny reveals she's already paved the way for her. Our girl has no idea what she's talking about. Turns out, Granny arranged the dorms to get them closer. She thinks she's playing matchmaker, but she's just sent our girl to her doom. Yuanbao asks what the sword is for. Granny explains it's a welcome gift, a metaphor. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Our girl immediately wants to test that theory on herself. Resigned to her fate, she marches towards the dorm. She clutches the sword, wondering if this is an assassination attempt. She practices her entrance, trying to be cute. Nope, that's way too childish. She tries a more serious approach, but that's no good either. This is way too stressful. She finally just pushes the door open, and there she is. Missy asks what she's doing. Our girl completely short-circuits and yells at her for opening a door. She immediately facepalms. What did she just say? She tries again, meekly announcing she's coming in. The intense stare from Missy is making her sweat bullets. Our girl is about to have a full-blown panic attack. That look is terrifying, but then Missy closes the door with a sharp click, and she drops the most chaotic line imaginable. It's time for us to do things only grown-ups should do. Our girl is having a full-blown meltdown, thinking things are moving way too fast. Missy asks about the rumors, and our girl almost has a heart attack. She gets real close, asking how grown-ups are supposed to do things. Our girl is about to short-circuit. Why are you suddenly saying you like me? Missy asks, leaving our poor heroine completely lost. She frantically denies it, and Missy clarifies she meant like as in respecting a senior. The relief is palpable. Missy calls her a cheeky girl and finds her interesting. This woman is a professional heart-stopper. Then she hits her with a "don't you like acting? Then come with me," an invitation she can't refuse. Our girl follows, completely baffled. Missy explains the reality show is crucial for building popularity. They watch another girl dance flawlessly, and someone asks if our girl wants to join that group. She responds with a resounding, absolutely not. Meanwhile, Missy spots a poor girl named Loyan looking down. She walks right over to the gloomy girl, a plan already forming in her mind. She holds out a small bell, a simple yet mysterious offer. Loyan immediately assumes it's a trap to humiliate her, but Missy says the song is perfect for a duet. "You can't turn me down," she says with a smirk. The crowd is shocked since Loyan is a singer, not a dancer. But holy smokes, the girl can dance. They move together perfectly and everyone is stunned. Our girl bets Missy that the 2 dancers were once a couple. Missy is totally intrigued by this chaotic theory. She even raises the bet. Suddenly, our girl's friend cranks up some incredibly cringy background music. Our heroine is mortified, trying to shut down the disaster to save face in front of Miss He. But it's too late, Missy is already laughing her head off at the pure chaos. Our girl just gives up, her reputation is already shot so she might as well lean into it. She announces she's going to perform a passionate dance she choreographed herself. Missy looks on, amused. And then she unleashes this ridiculously flirty performance aimed directly at Missy. The power move works, Missy is completely flustered, blushing and trying to play it cool. Our girl is absolutely stunned by Missy's cold shoulder. She starts overthinking immediately. Is the Ice Queen ignoring her on purpose? Missy just thinks this whole school event is a bit silly. Suddenly, a new challenge is announced, a fishing contest. A light bulb goes off for our heroine, fishing is her secret weapon. This is her chance to finally make Missy smile. The group arrives at the beautiful Moonlight Lakes. Yuanbao proudly explains the lake's history and her home field advantage. But when she sees Missy watching, she vows to be on her best behavior. The teacher lays out the rules for the competition. It's a team battle judged by the number of fish caught and no cheating. The stakes are high, the number of fish you catch determines your lunch. A rival student scoffs at how lively Yuanbao's team is. But our girl is full of confidence, promising Miss He a legendary fish feast. Miss He is not impressed, the competition begins. Things immediately go wrong as a rival pushes our girl into the water. She tries to catch a fish with her bare hands, but the little devil escapes. She splashes around, getting absolutely nowhere. To her horror, her rival has already caught one. The pressure is on, she can't let Missy go hungry. The other teachers notice Missy seems unusually invested. She just claims to value talent, but we all know the truth. Her colleague even tells her to go help Yuanbao before the team starves. And to everyone's shock, the Ice Queen actually steps into the water. Meanwhile, our poor heroine is about to faint from the sun. But then she spots it, a fish. Her fighting spirit is reignited. She gets ready to pounce. This is her moment. She lunges and grabs it with her foot. Victory, but wait, that's not a fish. She's grabbed Missy's leg and in her shock, she slips and crashes right into her. The camera crew is speechless. Thinking it's her rival, Yuanbao grabs Miss He and yells, "Take this trick." Then she holds her close, asking the most chaotic question imaginable. Does my foot look like a fish to you? Our poor heroine is feeling small, pitiful, and helpless. She can't believe she made such a stupid mistake. Is it a fish? Is it a fish? Meanwhile, the mean girls are having the laugh of their lives at her expense. Our girl complains to the director that her career is over. Missy appears asking for her fish. She promises our girl won't starve. And just as quickly as she came, she leaves. But our heroine is clearly on her mind. Elsewhere, the other contestants are cooking. The fish is ready, and apparently it smells heavenly. They've cooked an entire feast fit for a king. Everyone is gushing over the food, suggesting they pivot to a cooking show. One of the girls offers a plate to Miss He, who politely declines. But her stomach betrays her, the woman is hungry. The girl is over the moon, she finally got to talk to her crush. Just then, a new challenger appears. Yuanbao has arrived with her own food. She proudly presents the 2 dishes she slaved over. She offers Missy a super healthy, organic, low-fat salad. The girls are practically fighting to get Miss He to taste their food. But a mysterious figure in a cap interrupts the party. She grabs Miss He and demands she come with her now. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife as everyone just watches. It's an intense stare-down and the cameras are eating it up. Missy finally agrees just to get her to let go. Yuanbao smells a rat. She points out the garlic in her dish, trying one last time to get her to eat. Missy takes a bite, and to her surprise, it's not half bad. Our girl is ecstatic to see Missy finally crack a smile. But Missy immediately questions her motives. Pinky insists it's because she cares about her mentor. The mood shifts instantly as Missy asks if she's taking strange medications again. She lays down the law, threatening to intervene if she sees it again. Pinky calls her an idiot who can't take care of herself. So Missy threatens to swoop, and our girl immediately chickens out. Missy looks away, a little flustered by the whole exchange. But then Pinky spots her friends, Monsieur and Loyan, returning from a fight. She asks to go check on Loyan, and Missy gives her the okay. Waving a quick goodbye, she dashes off to play mediator. She finds her friend on the beach and offers up her secret stash of snacks. Seeing Loyan's tears, she immediately assumes the worst. She comforts her, reminding her that she's not alone. What a good friend. Meanwhile, Missy is having a serious talk with Monsieur. Monsieur perfectly recites the rule about separating work and personal life. But internally, she's complaining that Missy makes that impossible. Later, Missy watches our girl sleeping, exhausted from memorizing her lines. She glances at the script, lost in thought. She's impressed Pinky memorized everything so quickly, then she remembers something important. Just then, her phone buzzes, breaking the silence. Pinky is completely oblivious, fast asleep in the other room. It's her mother on the line, delivering a massive guilt trip. Missy is ice cold, brushing off her mother's complaints about the special day. She asks if it's her birthday before rudely hanging up. Ouch. Our poor heroine feels completely defeated, wondering what she's even looking forward to. She lets out a long, lonely sigh. She goes to check on Pinky, thinking she's still asleep. But as she opens the door, her jaw drops. A gorgeous bouquet of red roses is waiting for her. She stares at the flowers, completely speechless. She looks up and sees Pinky standing in the doorway. Our girl made her longevity noodles since there was no time for a cake. She wishes Missy a happy birthday and our hearts just shatter. Pinky remembered the day her own family forgot. Yunbao wishes director He a happy birthday, surprising her with a huge bouquet of roses. Our stoic director is so touched she can barely whisper a thank you. The two of them share a special birthday meal together. Director He catches Yunbao staring and asks what she's looking at. Yunbao smoothly replies that she just can't help but stare at beautiful people. She even says the director gets more beautiful the longer she looks at her. Director He gets flustered and tells her to knock it off. Yunbao claims she had a whole poem prepared but forgot it because of the director's stellar amazingness. Our girl is floored that she remembered her birthday and put in so much effort. Yunbao then invites her to a special, secret place to make birthday wishes. She pulls out the puppy dog eyes, begging her to come along. The cute act works and director He finally gives in. Yunbao celebrates her victory with a massive cheer. So they head out into the woods with Yunbao singing happy birthday at the top of her lungs. The director complains that she's noisy, but Yunbao is just too excited. She teases her about her chaotic energy, saying it gives her a headache. Yunbao just grins, happy that the director is comfortable enough to insult her now. She gives a dramatic salute and charges forward. They continue their journey as the sun sets and night begins to fall. As the path gets slippery, Yunbao offers her hand to help. After a moment's hesitation, director He takes it. Holding hands, they carefully make their way up the mountain pass. When they reach the top, they're greeted by a breathtaking starry sky. Director He is completely captivated by the stunning view. Yunbao gets bold and asks if the director has started to see any beauty in her asterisk yet. Director He just calls her a narcissistic smooth talker. Yunbao's shameless confidence actually makes the director laugh out loud. Our girl is shocked but thrilled to see her genuinely happy. She tells her she looks younger when she smiles, making the director blush. Director He looks at her with pure sincerity. She thanks Yunbao for everything she's done today. Now it's Yunbao's turn to get flustered, thinking about how beautiful the director is. She suddenly remembers they haven't made their wishes yet. But director He just smiles softly at the night sky. She says she's already made hers. Our girl looks up at the stars, saying she's already made her wish. A friend calls out, telling her the bonfire party is about to start. But our girl stops teacher He, gently taking her hand. She blushes, reminding her that she still hasn't given her a birthday present. She explains she saved up for half a year to buy a legendary bracelet from her village. She presents the simple string of pearls, asking nervously if her teacher likes it. Teacher He accepts it, a soft thank you on her lips. Our girl's heart is about to explode from her chest. She's internally screaming with joy because her teacher accepted the gift. Teacher He walks away, but she can't hide the slightest hint of a smile. They arrive at the bonfire party with all the other students. A little later, our girl is on the phone, absolutely losing her mind. She's gushing to her friend about how happy she was giving teacher He the gift. Her friend is totally over her simping. She just straight up hangs up, telling her to stop bothering her. Savage. Back at the party, our girl spots her teacher, who's changed into a stunning black dress. She's completely flustered, seeing her teacher all dressed up and still wearing her bracelet. She stammers out a compliment, and teacher He coolly suggests they have tea instead of wine. Suddenly, a director gathers everyone around to make an announcement. She reveals that their recent performance hashtag has exploded online, hitting 30 million views. To calm down the fans, they've arranged for teacher He to perform with a student. They'll do a scene from a historical drama, playing the emperor and the queen. Our girl freezes, she literally just wished to play the role of the emperor. While she's having a full-blown meltdown, teacher He calmly agrees to the proposal. Our poor heroine is dying inside, thinking she's going to be so despised, while her teacher looks on, completely unbothered. Teacher He has chosen 2 emotionally charged scenes for them to practice. Our girl is stressed, she has to play the emperor while her teacher plays the concubine. The scenes are a joyous wedding night and a tragic parting. Talk about emotional whiplash. She nervously asks if teacher He wants to review the script together, but the teacher gives a cold shake of her head. Not a single word. Our poor heroine panics. She's the only one who hasn't memorized her lines yet. She can't bear the thought of disappointing her teacher. The pressure is on. Time ticks away as she crams like her life depends on it. Teacher He just sips her water, watching her student with an unreadable expression. Finally, our girl slams the script down, it's go time. She grabs a prop sword, ready to dive into the role of the emperor. The scene is set, a tragic farewell after a failed rebellion, action. Teacher He immediately drops to the floor, embodying the desperate concubine. Our girl delivers her line, trying to sound powerful and heartbroken. But the concubine's reply is laced with a pain that feels way too real. Suddenly, teacher He grabs a pair of scissors and the tension skyrockets. She holds them to her neck, coughing weakly as she gives her final monologue. Our girl tries to match the energy with some crocodile tears, but the teacher just stares at her and says, "Your acting is terrible." Ouch, our heroine is completely baffled. What did she do wrong? The teacher explains she completely missed the point of the character, she was just reacting. Our girl tries to defend herself, but teacher, he has had enough. There's no need to continue. Our girl tries to stop her, but the door slams right in her face. The teacher's harsh words echo in her mind, your acting is terrible. She completely breaks down, realizing everyone who called her a genius was just lying to her face. Meanwhile, her teacher sits with a friend under the stars. Her friend recalls seeing our poor heroine crying her eyes out earlier. She advises the teacher not to push Yuanbao too hard or it'll be a pit. But the teacher is getting weird vibes and decides to just head to bed. She can't shake the feeling that something deeper is going on. Is it really that serious, she wonders. Her friend just shrugs it off, saying proud kids always come back to apologize. The teacher walks into her dark room expecting nothing. But suddenly a hand grabs her wrist. You bitch, our girl screams, her eyes filled with rage. The teacher is stunned, asking what she's doing. But our heroine is on another level of chaotic, her eyes glowing red with fury. She shoves her teacher straight onto the bed. Are you crazy? The teacher yells, completely shocked. Our girl climbs on top of her, looking absolutely unhinged. That's right, she whispers, driven crazy by you. The teacher asks if she even knows what she's doing right now. With a dark smile, our girl leans in close. Right now, I'll tell you what I want to do. Our girl wakes up to her wife staring intensely. She is not amused. The wife immediately goes on the attack, accusing her of seduction. She's absolutely livid. You left me alone on our wedding night, she cries. She looms over our poor heroine, the tension absolutely electric. But then she leans in and sniffs her, whispering how good she smells. The mood shifts completely as she gets closer, purring the word wife. Our girl is a blushing, flustered mess. What is happening? Suddenly, something changes in her wife's eyes. A strange glint appears. The tears start flowing as she asks where our girl learned to be so cruel. She's sobbing now, claiming no one has ever hurt her this much before. It's a full-on dramatic breakdown. Why are you treating me so badly? Our girl tries to comfort her, gently caressing her face. And just like that, the wife gets up and walks away, leaving total confusion in her wake. Our heroine is completely baffled by this chaotic mood swing. The wife turns back, a fiery challenge in her eyes. Is that what you want? Then she drops the most savage line, beg, and I'll give it to you. Our girl's brain short circuits. That line is definitely not in the script. Meanwhile, the wife is having an internal meltdown over her own audacity. She's literally dying of cringe and wants the floor to swallow her whole. Our girl, ever the professional, just suggests she go take a shower. Blushing furiously, the wife can only stammer out an okay. She marches off like a little robot, the awkwardness is off the charts. Alone, she collapses in a heap of pure, unadulterated regret. But then she smells her hand and swoons. The teacher's scent is still there. Her brain immediately reroutes to panic mode. She thinks she's a pervert. She's losing control and needs to calm down now. Getting ready for a cold shower, she tries to get a grip on her chaotic feelings. But as she undresses, she seems to have a sudden realization. She just stands there, towel in hand, completely stunned. This girl is a mess. Our girl tells the teacher she's just grabbing a snack. She panics and hurries out of there. But the moment she's outside, she's hit with a wave of heat. She's blushing and sweating, feeling like she's on fire. Desperate to cool down, she raids the fridge for anything cold. Even with an ice pop, the heat is unbearable. Then she hears a sound. She peeks around the corner and spots teacher Miss Yu with Liu Yan. What are they doing out here, rehearsing at this hour? Miss Yu confronts Liu Yan about an outfit she gave her. She fiercely demands that she wear it. Our girl is confused by the intensity. But Liu Yan just sits there, completely silent. Miss Yu reminds her of a past promise, one that Liu Yan has forgotten. I will never lose you. The confession is so intense our girl is shook. Liu Yan breaks down, begging her to stop. This is pure drama. Miss Yu suddenly kneels, holding Liu Yan's foot. This is not a rehearsal. And then she, oh my god, she kisses her ankle. Liu Yan shoves her away, face beet red, while Miss Yu demands to know why she's being rejected. Our poor heroine has seen too much. Her little heart can't take it. She runs for her life, screaming about things not suitable for children. She bursts back into the room, only to find Miss Yu already there, looking fresh. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Awkward. Her heart is pounding out of her chest. Why is the teacher wearing that silky rope? Miss Yu wonders why she looks so flustered. Oh, if only she knew. Our girl is silently begging for an escape route. Miss Yu casually reads a script while our girl dies of anxiety. Then she lifts the blanket. I'm sleeping, good night, she declares, getting into bed. She yanks the covers right off, and our heroine nearly has a heart attack. Miss Yu asks what's wrong, then suddenly remembers something. She says she'll be back in a while, leaving our girl utterly bewildered. Our girl is having some very asterisk unholy thoughts about her teacher. She immediately tries to banish them, completely flustered and embarrassed. She slams into her friend Minmin's room, looking for distraction. But Minmin is not in a welcoming mood, hoarding the last bag of fries. Our girl freezes, realizing something seems a little weird with her friend. She sits down, nervously asking if she's sick. Minmin's diagnosis is blunt. Shaken, she asks her friend to be more pretty, a truly chaotic request. Her friend is, understandably, extremely confused by this demand. She wonders if the intense tutoring session with the teacher completely broke our girl's brain. Not taking no for an answer, our heroine just climbs right into bed. She offers to let her friend squeeze in since she was so scared earlier. Then she asks her to let her hair down to look more charming. What is happening? Minmin is so done with this, calling her a blockhead with no acting skills. But then she smirks, realizing the teacher must have trained her very well indeed. Our girl blushes, begging her not to bring up the teacher. Minmin gets a mischievous look in her eye and beckons her closer. Our poor heroine is not amused by these games. The sheer cringe of the situation makes her want to vomit a rainbow. She tries to talk some sense into her, reminding her they've been friends for years. But Minmin just pulls her into a hug, teasing her relentlessly. Finally, our girl confesses she feels like she's treating her teacher differently now. When asked for details, her mind flashes back to a very spicy memory. Just thinking about it is enough to make her blush furiously. She tries to play it off as simple rehearsing for play, yeah, right. Her friend is completely bored by this terrible excuse and tells her to get out. Our girl hesitates, but her friend is already falling asleep. She stammers, trying to find the words for her big confession. And then she blurts it out after their play, she was WT. Well, that certainly woke her friend up. Her friend tries to snap her out of it, yelling that her new crush is the devil. She points out that Yuanbao has gone from terrified to totally smitten in just a few days. But our girl is lost in a daze, dreaming about her superstar teacher. Her friend doesn't get it. Why would she fall for someone so far out of her league? She grabs Yuanbao's face, trying to talk some sense into her. It's not love, just admiration. But our girl knows the truth. Falling for someone this perfect would be idiotic. Her friend keeps listing all the other beautiful actresses' teacher he has trained. Yuanbao quietly insists she's aware of all that and she is not an idiot. She walks back into the room and teacher he immediately asks where she's been. Our girl just freezes, completely mesmerized by how pretty she is and stammers out an excuse. She quickly says she's going to bed, her face a total blushing disaster. Teacher, he just watches her run, casually saying she was only asking a simple question. But Yuanbao is having a full-blown internal meltdown. Her teacher's aura is just too powerful. Later that night, she's tossing and turning when she spots a bottle of pills. She confronts teacher He, who coldly claims they're just useless sedatives with side effects. Yuanbao is completely baffled. She's a heavy sleeper and never has insomnia. Teacher He then scolds her for taking pills like candy, her own eyes completely bloodshot. The heartbreaking truth is revealed. It's teacher He who can't sleep at all. Seeing her teacher finally passed out, our girl quietly gets out of bed. She grabs the bottle, realizing her teacher was lying about the medicine. A chaotic plan forms. She replaced the pills with flour for psychological effects. And so, she sneaks into the kitchen to commit her very weird act of kindness. Back in bed, she starts having some very interesting dreams about her teacher. She wakes up with a start, calling out teacher He's name. The panic sets in. Not only is she falling for her, but the bed beside her is completely empty. Our girl is absolutely losing it, tossing and turning because she can't stop dreaming about Minmin. She gives up fighting it, time to let her chaotic heart lead the way. The next morning, the producers announce a new activity, horseback riding. One of the other girls is totally pumped, already picturing how amazing she'll look. But our poor heroine is terrified. That is a very large, very scary horse. She immediately tries to get out of it, claiming she has childhood trauma. But the riding instructor isn't having it, telling her it will be perfectly safe. Yeah, she's not buying it. Our girl is still shaking in her boots. They tell her to communicate with the horse, but all she sees is pure contempt in its eyes. She flat out refuses. You could bring the emperor himself and she wouldn't get on that thing. But just then, teacher He appears, looking like an absolute goddess on her own horse. Suddenly, our girl performs a total 180, running to the teacher and crying about how scared she is. Teacher He is completely baffled by this sudden damsel in distress act. Our girl begs the teacher to help her, and of course, she can't possibly refuse. Teacher He helps her up onto the horse, and look at that victorious blush. Her friend is left behind, stunned by this shameless display of seduction. Now safely behind the teacher, she clings on for dear life, screaming about how high it is. She snuggles in closer, batting her eyelashes and asking for protection. The nerve. Teacher He tells her to sit properly, but even she looks a little flustered by the contact. Her friend is having an existential crisis, realizing Yuanbao is a master of seduction. The other girls immediately start gossiping about how fickle and bold she is. Minmin watches them ride off, her eyes locked on Yuanbao's hand near the teacher's waist. She rides up alongside them, asking teacher He if she's just giving up. The tension, Minmin's face is a mask of pure, unfiltered jealousy. She tells her horse to go, leaving the two of them behind in the dust. But alone, she whispers that she only has respect for her teacher. Oh, the heartbreak. The sun shines down, completely unaware of all this romantic drama. Meanwhile, our girl is living her best life, offering to sing a song for the flustered teacher. Our girl holds on tight as Yuanbao asks her to pick a song. Before she can answer, Yuanbao clears her throat dramatically. She asks teacher He to speed up the horse for better acoustics. A true diva. She starts belting out a chaotic, heartfelt love ballad while they ride. Our girl can't help but crack a smile at this energetic girl. After everything she's been through, she's still so full of life. The horse finally stops and the lesson seems to be over. But Yuanbao gets real close, whispering teacher He, have you noticed? Our girl is clueless, asking notice what? Suddenly, she offers a hand to help Yuanbao down from the horse. But Yuanbao hesitates, looking completely dumbfounded. She pulls her hand back, only to grab our girl's hand with purpose. She points out some boys who have been staring at teacher He for a while. The boys wave eagerly and Yuanbao gets a mischievous glint in her eye. Our girl explains they're just old friends from the village. Yuanbao then drops the bomb, asking how about you? Teacher He is totally confused. Yuanbao clarifies she doesn't like those boys because she likes someone else. Our girl turns away, completely stunned by the sudden confession. Yuanbao's friends are watching, calling her shameless for her bold moves. She just gives a thumbs up, explaining her tragic past made her realize something. Her friend is shocked, having never heard her talk like this in 10 years. Yuanbao is done being a coward, she's going after what she wants. And what she wants is to make teacher He happy. She doesn't care if she's accepted or not, she just wants to see her smile. With newfound determination, she challenges our girl to a horse race. Her friend can only wish her luck, knowing teacher He is a complicated person. And with that, they're off. Meanwhile, two onlookers are gossiping about the scene. They comment on how Yuanbao looked screwed together with the teacher just moments ago. The other girl just smiles knowingly, calling Yuanbao a gifted student. The comment echoes in our poor heroine's mind, leaving her blushing furiously. Pink Hair proudly presents her special fish dish. She caught it herself just for her dear teacher. But our girl shuts her down hard, skin allergies you see. The poor girl is absolutely petrified, the rejection was brutal. The others notice the tension, why is the master avoiding Yuanbao? A friend swoops in to save the fish from going to waste. She then whispers a warning, the teacher isn't ordinary so be careful. But our girl has had enough of this awkwardness, she gets up and leaves. She announces she's going back to rest. But instead of heading to her dorm, she hesitates. She can't stop thinking about the pink-haired menace, what a chaotic day. Looking up, she sees the light is on, she didn't go to sleep after all. And of course, she walks in on her student fresh out of the shower. Our girl is flustered, trying to explain herself, but the damage is done. Pink Hair is just chilling, drying her hair like it's nothing. She asks for help getting a script, making a flimsy excuse about the cord. Our teacher reluctantly grabs it for her. She hands over the script, trying to keep her distance. But oh no, clumsy fingers, it falls to the floor. As our girl bends over to pick it up, she gets a very unexpected view. She shoves the script back into her hands, her face beet red. Pink Hair promises she won't drop it again, a sly smile on her face. But as our teacher stands up, the towel decides it's had enough. It slides right off, an absolute catastrophe. Pink Hair leans in close, whispering, don't worry. Our poor heroine is about to have a meltdown. Meanwhile, let's remember that just this afternoon, our allergic teacher was peeling a mountain of shrimp for her. And the little princess was just stuffing her face without a care in the world. Our girl nervously says she's going to change into her pajamas. She practically bolts out of the room, leaving her teacher behind. She's internally screaming about how cute her blushing teacher was, while our poor teacher is having a full-blown crisis over her reaction. But our chaotic heroine returns, ready for round 2, announcing it's time to rehearse. She strikes a pose on the sofa, and she lays it on thick, trying to seduce her majesty. The teacher is completely stunned into silence. Our girl goes for the killing blow with a sultry look, but the teacher just tells her it's cold and to get dressed. She then slams the door and runs for her life, leaving our girl totally confused. The teacher can't believe she just fled the scene. So unprofessional. She tries to calm her rapidly beating heart, telling herself the kid is just playing around. Later, our girl is trying to console her flustered teacher, but they're interrupted by another student, Liu Yan, who wants to play a song she wrote. The teacher is clearly not okay, but she agrees to listen anyway. As Liu Yan plays, the teacher is genuinely impressed by her raw talent. Elsewhere, our girl hears the beautiful guitar music. She and her friend walk towards the source of the sound, and she sees her teacher having a pleasant chat with the talented guitarist. The teacher leaves and our girl is left watching, feeling a pang of something unpleasant. Her friend immediately calls her out, questioning her whole coquettish girl strategy. She points out that the teacher clearly likes talented women who play sublime music. We get a flashback to our girl's terrible attempt at songwriting. She's in complete denial, screaming that talent is irrelevant. Our girl is stewing in a massive pot of jealousy. Why is her teacher having so much fun with other people? She tries to play it cool, but that giant pot labeled jealousy isn't fooling anyone. Pouting, she makes a lame excuse to escape. Not jealous, she says, sure Jan. Later, with the show starting in half an hour, she finds her teacher still in her regular clothes. The teacher thinks our girl is avoiding her on purpose. The performance begins, and our girl fully commits to the role, clinging to her emperor for dear life. The director is impressed. She's a natural at playing the possessive lover. The audience is absolutely captivated. Our girl is putting on the performance of a lifetime. Her teacher, playing the emperor, tries to call an end to the scene. It's getting a little too intense. But our girl goes off script, pulling her in close and growling, "Your mind." What a drama queen. The director is living for this chaotic energy. This is true love, this is art. The other cast members are just speechless. The director finally yells cut. He declares the scene a masterpiece. It's going to be a massive hit for sure. But even after the scene is over, our girl is still flustered and feeling the heat. That night she can't sleep, everything just feels so annoying. She's spiraling about how cold her teacher is, even though she's trying so hard. Her head is pounding. Just then her bedroom door creaks open. It's her teacher offering medicine. Our girl immediately shoots her down. But she doesn't leave. Instead, she sits on the bed and tells her to turn around. She gently places a hand on her forehead. Our girl has a fever. Our heroine is stunned by the sudden kindness as the teacher gets up. Is she just going to walk away now, cold as ever? Our girl sits up heartbroken. Why is she so mean, especially when she's sick? She calls her teacher a bully right as the woman walks back in. She's holding a bowl of porridge, admitting she can't cook and had to ask for help. Our girl is so moved she could cry. She left just to get her food. But when told to eat it herself, she goes full-on dramatic, claiming she can't lift her arm. She unleashes her ultimate weapon, puppy dog eyes, begging to be fed. And it works. The Ice Queen lets out a long-suffering sigh and agrees to feed her. Teacher, he places a bowl down, asking our girl what's wrong. But Fengyu just turns away, burying herself in bed. Girl, that's not an answer. She's spiraling, thinking it's hypocritical to want comfort from someone who doesn't like her. So she does the most logical thing and asks for a hug because she's cold. A bold move. And it actually works. Teacher, he gets right into bed and holds her. Our girl is absolutely shook. Her master plan succeeded. She thanks her teacher, looking so content. But teacher, he just scolds her for moving around. Fengyu just cheekily says she's a hyperactive sick person. What a comeback. Teacher, he is completely baffled by her mood swings, thinking she's just a child. But as she is thinking this, our girl snuggles closer and says, "Teacher, you smell good." The audacity. Teacher, he is instantly flustered, remembering another time she was this close to someone. She lets out a heavy sigh, and of course our girl immediately asks why. Teacher, he just tells her to sleep, holding her even tighter. The tension is killing me. The night passes peacefully, but teacher, he is wide awake, just watching our heroine sleep. Her mind flashes back to a happy family dinner. She remembers laughing with her children. Her expression turns incredibly sad. Suddenly, our girl starts sleep-talking about wanting to eat meat. A true queen. Teacher, he thinks she must have suffered a lot to be dreaming about food. She smiles softly, whispering that it's good to be like this now. The next morning, our girl wakes up with a jolt. She realizes teacher, he stayed all night. She quietly gets out of bed, looking down at her sleeping teacher. She gently pulls the covers over her, knowing teacher, he can't sleep without medication. Our girl makes a silent promise to protect her and make her happy again. After a good night's sleep, our girl decides to cook for her beloved teacher. She prepares to make a refreshing and delicious breakfast. Then she washes the ingredients in milk and fries them up with expert skill. A culinary masterpiece is born, or so she thinks. She proudly serves her special healthy breakfast to everyone. Yuanbao digs in immediately, his little face lighting up. Our girl tells teacher she made it specially to help her appetite. The teacher sits down, looking exhausted but still so elegant. She slowly takes a sip of the soup our girl prepared. Fengyu waits with bated breath, her eyes sparkling with hope. Teacher, he admits it's not bad, and Fengyu is over the moon. She happily says she made some for teacher, miss you too. But just then, an announcement cuts through the happy moment. The reality show is being suspended immediately. Everyone is completely stunned by the sudden news. Fengyu's heart sinks. Does this mean she won't see teacher he anymore? One day later, they're on a plane, and our girl is still reeling. She glances over at the stoic teacher, worried sick. She quickly types out a concerned text message. A reply comes back instantly, "I'm fine, don't worry." But our girl knows better. Her face is a picture of pure heartbreak. On the bus, she tries to check on her again. Teacher, he just deflects, telling her to rest. Her eyes look so tired. After they arrive, another woman picks teacher he up. She coldly tells the driver to just drop her at the school. Our poor heroine is left standing on the curb, watching her drive away. In the car, teacher, he is all business, telling her driver to focus. She gets some intel that an old man is trying to make a move. Her eyes turn to ice. This is an intentional attack and it needs to be cut off. Her mother is absolutely livid, going off about the shameless old man who cheated on her. She roasts him for mooching off them, and our girl promises to handle this mess. She looks at her father with cold, determined eyes. He knows it's over, admitting defeat with a single glance. The man reveals he's had the divorce papers ready for 3 years. He stands, his face a mask of regret, as he goes to retrieve them. Her mom asks if she's still holding out hope for this man. But our girl is stone cold, stating it wasn't her who was hoping. Her father just tells her to sign the document so it can finally be over. Without hesitation, she signs her name, ending the marriage. With a final, weak apology, he tells them they can go. And just like that, they walk out of his life for good. 2 weeks later, we meet this chaotic duo. The silver-haired boy is relentlessly teasing our pink-haired friend about her crush. He's being a total drama queen when suddenly the doorbell rings. A woman stands at the door looking for them. She explains that Sister Yunhan, our girl, is going through a tough time with the divorce. She urges our pink-haired girl to go comfort her teacher. She finds her way to the office, quietly opening the door. Yunhan is sitting at her desk, looking exhausted, and asks why she's here. The girl sweetly explains she brought some freshly made soup. She even makes sure to mention the bowl is brand new and sanitized. She pushes the bowl forward, telling her to stop staring and just try it. Yunhan takes a tentative sip, then slowly looks up. Her eyes widen in complete and utter shock, because the girl just dropped a bombshell, asking straight up, "Do you like me?" Our girl is stunned by the sudden confession. She immediately thinks, "Why did I ask? I'm just going to lose her anyway." But the girl presses on, looking her straight in the eye. "Are you going to reject me?" She grabs our heroine's hand, asking one more time, "Do you like me?" Our poor girl is completely frozen. "Do I like you?" She flashes back to her past, always isolating herself to avoid getting hurt. She's so used to being rejected and is just so tired of it all. The girl holds on tighter, her eyes welling up with tears. Our heroine is speechless as the girl begs for just one chance. She looks so vulnerable, pleading not to be pushed away. But our girl pulls back, trying to be professional. This isn't appropriate for work. She brings up their different families and the age gap between them. She tries to sound objective, but the blush on her face betrays her. Our heroine is flustered. This girl is playing her like a fiddle. And then, with a complete 180, she offers her pear soup. What a savage move. Our girl is completely taken by her rhythm and takes a sip. It's surprisingly good. The girl smirks, saying she can't reject her after drinking her soup. With her mission accomplished, she makes a swift and chaotic exit. She peeks back in for one last cheeky goodbye. Our heroine sighs, but she can't help but smile. The soup was delicious. Meanwhile, the little schemer is humming happily down the hall. She's so proud of her small victory today. But her celebration is cut short when another woman appears with a warning. "Teacher your Yuanbao is about to attack. Uh-oh, drama is incoming." Our girl Yunhan ponders what to do with the chaotic mess that is XiaoFengYu. A wicked little idea starts to form as she looks at her own reflection. But her scheming is cut short by a phone call. It's her mother. Her mom is slurring her words, asking why dad hasn't come back yet. Yunhan immediately asks if she's been drinking, but her mom denies everything. She just sobs that she's at home because where else could she possibly go? That's it, Yunhan is going home. She tells her assistant to hold down the fort. She thinks back to how her mom acted *2 normal after the divorce. And our girl knows that's a massive red flag. Something is definitely wrong. She arrives to find her mother completely wasted, clutching a bottle of wine. Yunhan tries to take the bottle, telling her to stop drinking. But her mother violently shoves her away, screaming, "Don't touch me." She calls them all cold-blooded demons who deserve to die. This is intense. She grabs Yunhan, her eyes filled with rage and grief. Then she shoves our poor hero into the ground. The mother collapses, sobbing hysterically for someone named Yunyang. Yunhan tries to help her up, wanting to take her to bed to rest. But her mom just cries, asking why Yunyang had to kill herself. Oh, the family trauma runs deep. Yunhan remembers the name, her sister Yunyang, a fallen genius. She hugs her grieving mother tightly, whispering, "You still have me." The memory flashes back, her sister's last frantic phone call. A flashback to Yunyang's final words, telling her to take care of their parents. She remembers her sister stepping out onto the ledge as she begged her to stop. And then the phone falling from her hand, the screen shattering into a million pieces, just like their family. A final whispered goodbye. Back in the present, Yunhan just sighs, crushed by the weight of it all. Suddenly, we cut to a much brighter scene as a pink-haired girl bursts in. She completely startles her friend who was just trying to work. This chaotic girl is ecstatic. She confessed to her teacher and he didn't say no. Her friend is mortified, but this shameless gremlin is already planning their future. She's feeling cute and thinks they should celebrate. Her friend is just so done. Her friend can't believe she actually confessed. But our girl is on cloud 9, vowing to dress more modestly now. She's practically giddy. For the first time in her life, she's the one doing the chasing. She starts plotting her next move, but her friend is like, maybe learn your lines first. Her manager gives some savage advice. If acting fails, she can always do stand-up comedy. Our girl ignores the shade and pulls up teacher his social media. The thirst is real. But the comments are a war zone. Everyone is calling her a little fox trying to seduce their goddess. Meanwhile, said goddess is at home, looking like she's carrying the weight of the world. Her mom wakes up with a massive hangover. Yunhan immediately plays the part of the dutiful daughter. She notices her mom's injured foot. Mom just claims she fell, but something feels off. Yunhan offers to take care of her, but her mom just tells her not to overwork herself. Just as she's about to relax, her phone buzzes. It's Yuanbao, the source of all her stress. Her eyes go wide, she knows she shouldn't answer, but her heart is a chaotic mess. Yuanbao lays it on thick, purring into the phone that she misses her and had a weird dream. She quickly switches gears, pretending she's just worried about her health, so smooth. But teacher, he just hangs up. She's having a full-blown gay panic, wondering why this girl likes her. What should I do with you? She whispers, completely overwhelmed. Our girl is just stunned. She immediately decides to leave, convinced something is wrong. Her friend is like, we have a class. But then her manager spills the tea. Teacher, he isn't at work, she's at her mother's house. That's all our girl needs to hear. She jumps in her car, ready to play the hero. She pulls up to the house and tries calling again, her heart pounding. Teacher, he picks up, and Yuanbao immediately blurts out, I'm outside your house right now. Yunhan is completely floored. She peeks out the window and there she is, so she hangs up. Again. Then she sends a text, sorry Yuanbao, but I can't see you right now. The rejection is brutal. Yunhan stares at her phone, torn between her feelings and whatever drama is happening at home. Pink hair gives our girl some heartfelt advice about love. And our girl actually seems to be listening, calling it well said. She then offers to whip up a quick meal. Our girl sits down to a surprisingly nice-looking spread. Pink hair proudly presents a special dish she made just for her. She says it's good, but immediately tries to change the subject to acting class. Pink hair is totally flustered that she knew her schedule. But our girl plays it cool, thinking her embarrassment is adorable. She then pivots, bringing up something that happened yesterday. Pink hair gets all defensive, talking about how much she loves watching our girl sleep. She then quickly grabs the plates to escape the awkwardness, but her escape plan turns into a full-on attack. I'll help you shower, she says, bold as brass. Our girl is not having it and launches a pillow strike. But Pink hair easily dodges the attack, laughing hysterically. As she does the dishes, our girl watches her, completely bewildered. She wonders how anyone can be this happy all the time. Suddenly, their friend Nana appears, ready to drag our girl back to the office. They head to the massive Shenghuang building, and who should be waiting for them but a handsome man with a huge bouquet of flowers. Pink hair is immediately on high alert, pouting in the background. The guy offers our girl a ride, but she politely turns him down. This new development has Pink hair feeling some type of way. Nana immediately calls her out, asking if she's jealous. The man, completely oblivious, asks about our girl's injured leg. He hands her the flowers, saying he just passed a florist. Then he asks to speak with her upstairs about business, and Pink hair is literally drowning in soy sauce jealousy. She can't take it anymore and announces she's going back to school. She makes a mad dash for the exit. Nana points out how dense our girl is being about the whole situation. Later at school, poor Pink hair is moping on a bench all alone. A friend appears, offering her a soda. She points out her massive dark circles, asking what's wrong. And just like that, the floodgates open. She sobs, telling her friend about her romantic rival showing up out of nowhere. Her friend pushes her back, demanding to know if she did the nasty last night. But our girl is in no mood for jokes. She's clearly been crying. Her friend says that in dramas, the one who falls first always loses. She goes on a whole tangent about how our girl's feelings weren't serious. Then she gets a brilliant idea for a title to describe the situation. She grins, calling our poor heroine the goddess of jealousy. Minmin breaks down in tears, completely devastated by this terrible joke. A few days later, a mysterious redhead arrives at the office. She's here to see Yunhan, our ice queen, claiming she wants to help with a family issue. The two women sit down, the tension is palpable. The redhead offers to introduce Yunhan to an artist. She's trying to poach talent, and she's not even subtle about it. Turns out the artist is Xiao Fengyu's older sister. The redhead is totally trying to play matchmaker or maybe just cause chaos. She even offers to organize a gathering for them, telling Yunhan she can try to steal her if she wants. Yunhan is flustered, but the redhead just says she'll handle it. She winks, telling Yunhan she's become cuter and our ice queen is blushing. Later, Yunhan grabs her keys, ready to head out. Her assistant asks where she's going. She says she has something to do, but her assistant looks mighty suspicious. Meanwhile, Minmin is on a balcony, deep in meditation. Her friend asks if she's reached enlightenment yet. A new woman arrives, asking what on earth Minmin is doing. She's trying to see how much saltier she can possibly get. Her friend tries to get her attention by mentioning Yuan Bao came to their school. Minmin's enlightenment is immediately forgot. Where is he? She grabs her friend, demanding to know why she didn't just say so. Suddenly, it's a mad dash. Our girl is practically flying through the air. Yunhan looks up, sensing a disturbance in the fore. Minmin sprints across the rooftop. She comes to a screeching halt. She catches her breath, looking up with a smile. She's found who she was looking for, Yunhan. Yunhan looks surprised and asks if she's not welcome. Our girl Yunhan remembers how Xiao Fengyu just appeared out of nowhere and confessed to her under the stars. Now Fengyu is telling her a story to explain everything. She talks about how her older sister used to take her stargazing on an old bike. But then her sister found a boyfriend and started going with him instead. Our poor girl felt totally abandoned, so she decided she would show her asterisk stars to someone special one day. She puffs out her chest, proudly declaring she has everything she needs. Then she grabs Yunhan's hands, getting serious. Can you see the stars in my eyes? Yunhan is absolutely speechless. Fengyu basically confesses, but Yunhan tries to play it cool. She tries to pull away, but Fengyu gets bolder. I have sweets here too. She puckers up for a big kiss, but gets completely rejected. Fengyu is baffled. This always works in TV shows. Yunhan teases her, saying she must have tricked a lot of girls with that move. But she leans in close, purring that she saved all her firsts for her. The tension is electric. Fengyu gets so flustered she can barely speak. Yunhan tries to play it off, saying she was just passing by. Yeah, right. She watches Fengyu go, thinking she's getting more and more out of control. And just like that, Fengyu lands a surprise kiss on her cheek. Our chaotic heroine is just so pleased with herself. They finally say their goodbyes for the night. Fengyu waves her off, looking like the happiest girl in the world. She dances in the street as soon as the car is gone. She's absolutely buzzing. Missy didn't reject my physical touch today. Just then, she gets a call from her sister. Her glamorous sister asks if she's been a good girl lately. She announces she's coming to town on Saturday and has presents for her. Fengyu gets excited. Does this mean she'll see Missy again? But her sister is already on another call. She sounds distracted and her sister immediately calls her out. Did you fall in love? Miss Xiao admires her own flawless reflection. God, why am I so beautiful? She asks. She casually suggests her friend recommend her for any school dramas. Just then, a knock comes at the door and a new guest is welcomed in. In walks a stunning blonde woman in a tight yellow dress, silencing the room. She introduces herself as Yunhan, and Miss Xiao is shocked this is Yuan Bao's sister. Our girl is already intrigued by how friendly this woman is. Yuan Bao's sister thanks Miss Xiao for looking after her sibling so well. Miss Xiao waves it off, mentioning she invited Yuan Bao to come hang out. And speak of the devil, Yuan Bao herself bursts through the door. She greets everyone with the subtlety of a cannonball. Her sister playfully asks if she's forgotten how to walk. Miss Xiao finds the whole thing hilarious and calls the flustered girl over. She immediately gets a little handsy, slapping her on the back and noting she's grown. Yuan Bao is mortified, so naturally Miss Xiao decides to make it worse. Why are you getting shy? Weren't you giving me a strip dance the other day? The absolute savagery. Our poor heroine begs her to stop talking immediately. She frantically tries to explain to her sister that it was just a performance. Seeing the tension, Yunhan changes the subject by pulling out some gifts. She presents Miss Xiao with her favorite perfume. Miss Xiao shamelessly asks for 2 bottles next time. Meanwhile, Yuan Bao's sister gets a scarf. Yuan Bao demands to know where her gift is. She lunges at Yunhan, asking why she's acting so weird and accusing her of being in love. The conversation immediately pivots to who Yuan Bao has a crush on. Her sister gives Yunhan a very pointed look, clearly trying to play matchmaker. Yunhan tries to lecture Yuan Bao, saying she's too young to date. But Yuan Bao claps back, reminding Yunhan she was boy crazy at her age. Yunhan freezes, realizing she's been completely played. Yuan Bao enjoys her victory, teasing the old witch for getting tricked. But her timing is absolutely terrible because the door swings open, and a very intimidating woman enters, having just heard herself being called an old witch. The director asks the most dangerous question in the universe. Our girl's brain just short-circuits into chaotic giggling. She tries to play it cool, but the damage is already done. Our poor heroine chugs her drink, trying to survive the awkwardness. The woman grumbles about being the same age as someone else, and our girl unleashes a legendary spit take. She immediately goes into damage control. You're forever 18. Missy is not impressed and kicks her out on the spot. The Ice Queen's only response, I'm busy, ouch. Dejected, our girl finally decides to leave for real. But the moment she's gone, Missy looks absolutely tormented. She leans back, completely frustrated and conflicted. A single tear falls as she wonders why our girl came back. Because she came back to call you out, you were jealous, right? Missy denies it, but that massive blush says otherwise. Our girl gets right in her face, listing all the evidence. She shouts, I don't like you, as our girl grabs her hand. Then she pulls the tsundere into a tight embrace and drops the confession bombs, but I like you. Our heroine waits for a reaction, pouting adorably. Missy's icy exterior finally melts, telling her to go home and rest. This is a win. Our girl celebrates the massive relationship milestone. She's so happy she completely forgot her perfume. But just then, a knock at the door interrupts the moment. Our girl tries to act natural, but she is the worst liar ever. The new arrival is not fooled for a second, doing something naughty. Yunhan, I like you, the words of her student echo in her mind. Our girl can't get Yuan Bao out of her head, and the guilt is eating her alive. A friend's text snaps her out of it, asking the one question she's been dreading. Do you like Yuan Bao? She immediately starts typing a denial, claiming it's just a teacher's concern. But she can't bring herself to send the lie. She deletes the whole message. And just as her gay panic is peaking, guess who calls? The timing is absolutely chaotic. Startled, our poor heroine picks up the phone. It's Yuan Bao, squealing with excitement about her days off and announcing she's coming over. Yunhan tries to protest, but it's too late. The call is already over. She can't believe it, and just like that, 40 minutes later, she's here. Yunbao arrives all sunshine and smiles, but Yunhan immediately goes into teacher mode, asking if she skipped class. Yunbao just tackles her in a hug. She has something important to tell her and she's not backing down this time. Yunhan tries to be the adult, telling her to focus on her future. The tension in the room is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Yunhan pleads with her to understand, but Yunbao is firm. She's just expressing her love. When Yunhan brings up studies again, Yunbao hits her with a savage comeback. She gets real close, whispering that this is just her trying to get on her mentor's good side. She then announces she's going to nurse her back to health and even brought a gift. And it's a giant, adorable piggy plushie. Her plan? To leave one every time she visits. Yunbao is so proud of her cute gift, but Yunhan is not amused. Her office is not a pigsty. She points sternly to the shelf. The piggy is not going on the sofa. Yunbao happily complies, telling the little pig to keep our girl company. Next on the agenda, Operation Feed Yunhan, she offers to cook. Before Yunhan can even refuse, she's already swooshing towards the kitchen. Our girl immediately regrets all her life choices as Yunbao opens the fridge, only to find it completely and utterly empty. Yunhan suggests they just get takeout, but Yunbao is not giving up. They're going grocery shopping together. Yunhan freaks out about being recognized. Yunbao just gives her a confident thumbs up. She's got this handled. Our girl is already regretting this chaotic shopping trip. Yunbao suddenly stops, demanding she take her glasses off. She snatches them away, complimenting our heroine's beautiful eyes. Then she grabs her hand, announcing she's starving and will cook tonight. Our girl is shocked. Why isn't she recoiling from this girl's touch? Soon they're back at the apartment, getting ready for a cozy dinner. But our workaholic heroine is buried in a book instead of helping. Yunbao calls her over to help with the final dish. Our poor girl nervously agrees, looking totally out of her element. Yunbao shows off her impressive, finely chopped veggies. She brags that she's extra good with her fingers for her age. Realizing how that sounded, she immediately tries to backtrack. Our girl just finds the whole display endearingly innocent. But just as they're about to drink some wine, the doorbell rings. Wouldn't you know it, it's some dude with flowers trying to crash their date. But Yunbao pops up at the perfect moment. Dinner's ready. Our girl immediately shuts him down, refusing the flowers. Absolutely savage. Rejected and humiliated, the man scurries away. Yunbao notices our heroine doesn't look too happy about the interruption. She gets defensive, thinking our girl is making excuses for the guy. Our girl clarifies she just didn't want his face ruining their meal. Yunbao gets right in her face, demanding to know if she likes her. Don't you feel anything toward me? The tension is electric. She clarifies she meant her heart. Our girl totally had the wrong idea. Then a mischievous glint appears in her eyes as she pushes the table. She completely corners our heroine against the wall. The ultimate power move. What about this? Do you like it? Yunhan is completely cornered, her heart thumping like a drum. Our girl Fengyu whispers that she already knows the answer. Then she abruptly stands up, announcing it's time to eat. Total mood switch. At the table, Yunhan is completely silent, lost in thought. Fengyu braces for a lecture, but Yunhan drops a bombshell. You're special to me. Our girl literally drops her food in shock. She can't believe what she just heard. She demands a slap to prove she's not dreaming, but Yunhan just finds it amusing. She calmly tells her to finish her dinner like she didn't just confess. The chibai versions of Fengyu are having an absolute party in her head. Her imagination runs wild, thinking Yunhan called her sweetheart. Yunhan just scoffs, but Fengyu is determined to win her over. Our poor heroine can't handle this chaotic gremlin's energy. Yunhan tells her to go back to school, but Fengyu insists on washing the dishes. She doesn't trust Yunhan not to break everything, the disrespect. But Yunhan reveals she's used to it, flashing back to her past self. Fengyu is touched, thanking her for not pushing her away. Yunhan is confused, pausing her chore. Why is she being thanked? Before she can process it, Fengyu plants a big smooch on her cheek. She dashes off, leaving a flustered Yunhan behind, and pops back in for one last love you. Our girl is absolutely relentless. Yunhan sighs about her lack of boundaries, but look at that blush. She sits alone, a soft smile on her face. A little piggy plushie sits on the sill, a silent thank you for the company. Our girl is just trying to have a peaceful walk at night, but her paparazzi senses are tingling and a car pulls up out of nowhere. A hand waves from the tinted window. It's Miss Yu. Yunbao is totally confused to see the famous actress dressed like a spy. Miss Yu shushes her, paranoid about being spotted. She needs a favor, and it involves her ex, Loyan. She can't find her and needs Yunbao to lure her out. Yunbao is about to say no, but Miss Yu reads her like an open book and just says bye-bye, leaving her no choice. So our girl heads to the practice room. She peeks inside, and just as she suspected, Loyan is there. Loyan spots her and asks if she's there to practice dancing. But she looks absolutely miserable, so Yunbao stays to comfort her. She asks if this has anything to do with Monsieur, and that's when the floodgates open. Loyan admits they used to be a couple. Yunbao is shook by this sudden drama bomb. Loyan explains it all ended after a terrible ankle injury crushed her dancing career. The doctor told her the chances of a full recovery were basically zero. Heartbroken, she left without a word. She couldn't face Monsieur after losing her ability to dance. But wait, it gets even worse. Monsieur's family found out and literally paid her to disappear. Our girl is horrified. Monsieur has no idea about any of this. She just thinks she was abandoned. Lion completely breaks down, crying into her hands. Yuanbao asks the million-dollar question, do you still love her? Lion wails that she's not good enough for Monsieur anymore. But Yuanbao isn't having it. That's not your decision to make, she insists. She pulls the crying woman into a comforting hug. Later that night, our girl can't stop thinking about the tragic couple. It's late, but she decides to call Yunhan. But it's Nana who answers, saying the teacher is busy. Busy doing what? Learning how to cook at 10 p.m.? This is pure chaos. Nana is losing her mind over Yunhan's technique. A moment later, Yuanbao gets a text. It's a picture of a demonic piggy meal with the caption, "Wanna try food from hell." But our girl is over the moon. It's the piggy she gave her. She can't believe it. Yunhan learned how to cook for her. She completely loses it, kicking her feet under the covers. Her roommate is not impressed, yelling at her to turn off the lights and stop being so loud. The doctor gives our girl some good news about her health. She asks about her medication, still taking what he prescribed. He asks to see the pills, looking a little suspicious. He opens the bottle, pops one out, and gives it a little taste test. And his face drops. This isn't medicine, it's just flour. Our girl is completely floored. Turns out her insomnia is already cured. The doctor, Yuan, then decides he wants to visit her at work. So they head over to the glamorous Shanghuang Entertainment Building. Suddenly, a wild pink-haired girl appears with cotton candy. Yunhan is surprised, asking why she skipped class just for this. Yuan gives a polite little cough to announce his presence. The girl Fengyu apologizes, not realizing our girl had a guest. Yunhan introduces them, and Fengyu happily introduces herself as Yuanbao. Yunhan eyes Yuan, remembering he supposedly hates sweets. But he immediately turns on the charm, asking if the cute little girl is single. Fengyu is flustered, stuttering that she's just his friend's friend. Our girl Yunhan is not amused by this sudden flirting. But Yuan just keeps going, handing Fengyu his business card. Fengyu makes a hasty escape, swooshing out the door. Yunhan immediately confronts him, telling him to stay away from her. He just laughs, teasing her about how salty she's being. Meanwhile, Fengyu is catching her breath, thinking Yunhan was terrifying. But before she can get away, a hand grabs her from behind. It's her sister, XiaoFengYu, and she looks angry. She demands to know why Fengyu is always at Shenghuang chasing after Miss He. Fengyu tries to change the subject, gushing over her sister's fancy office. Her sister gets right to the point, asking if she's topping someone, and Fengyu shamelessly declares, "I'm the one on top." Her sister sighs, asking if the person she likes is here at Shenghuang. Fengyu admits she's pursuing someone older but won't say who. But the gears in her sister's head are turning. Shenghuang, Miss He, older. A wicked smirk spreads across her face. Oh, this is going to be good. Yuanbao begs her friend Zixi to smooth things over with Yunhan. But Zixi has a sly look in her eye. She has other plans. She starts complimenting Yuanbao, who is a sobbing mess over Yunhan. Then Zixi mentions the cursed plushie, and our girl realizes she's doomed. Zixi asks if she upset her teacher. Yuanbao is shocked she figured it out. Our poor heroine runs to her other friend, completely panicked. Her friend sarcastically calls her a genius for hiding it so poorly. Then she roasts her, saying Zixi would never fall for her with that IQ. Savage. Yuanbao begs her to be serious, but this friend is a total drama queen. She dramatically confesses her heart already belongs to someone else. Our girl is having a crisis while her friend is busy playing Fruit Ninja. Suddenly, a brilliant idea strikes. She knows who to call for help. Meanwhile, Yunhan's assistant is shook. She's never seen her boss this angry. Yuanbao tries to barge in, but the assistant warns her away. The assistant finally agrees to let Yunhan know she's there. The door finally opens, and it's an ice-cold Yunhan canceling all her meetings. No visitors. Our girl bursts in, slamming the door and begging her not to be mad. But Yunhan storms right past her without a single word. She finally whirls around, demanding to know why she's messing with her sister. Yuanbao pleads with her to just listen. She was sabotaged. Her sister, that cheeky little gremlin, set her up. The scene shifts to Yuanbao explaining everything to the sister, Miss Su. All while Yunhan glares from the background, practically steaming with rage. Yuanbao is trying to hype up her sister's good qualities to smooth things over. She's all smiles, totally unaware of the chaos she's causing. But Miss Su gets a text message. A wicked glint appears in her eyes. Let the drama begin. In a quick flashback, we see Yuanbao begging her sister not to do something. Her sister just smiles, promising to introduce them properly when everything is settled. She stares at her phone, her master plan unfolding. This woman is a menace. Our girl rehearses her big confession, trying to be tough. But she completely fumbles her lines, mixing up pinning him down with talking. She gives up on being aggressive and just decides to ask for a chance. But before she can even get the words out, the door slams shut in her face. Her friend is in disbelief, telling her she should have just gone for it. She gets a good shake for being such a dumbass and missing her shot. But then a light bulb finally goes off in her head. It finally clicks, Missy is totally jealous. Her friend can't believe it took her this long to figure it out. So naturally our girl copes by wallowing in bed, completely devastated. Her friend calls her out for being pathetic and stress-eating. She's so heartbroken she can barely form words. But she still has enough energy to nom on the omelet her friend brought. Meanwhile, in another part of town, Missy is having her own crisis. Her master gives her some seriously contradictory advice about being mature. Just as she decides to confess her feelings, her master screeches, "Hold up." Missy is completely baffled by the sudden interruption. In a quick flashback, another girl was about to confess, and Missy was the one telling her to hold up. She wonders if being so direct is really the right move. She remembers our pink-haired girl's advice about being scared to speak up. She'd been struggling with her feelings for Yuanbao, getting distracted in class. The advice was simple, just be honest about what you want. Back in the present, her master asks about some random guy. But Missy drops the real bomb, HeYunHan confessed to her. Her master is stunned, realizing she wasn't actually mad, just confused. And now it's our pink-haired girl who needs help. She's been locked out for 3 days and is begging for forgiveness. Missy finally agrees to help her smooth things over. The girls are in a panic, dragging their friend along. It seems their plan to get our girl noticed is already underway, and it involves some very questionable search history on her phone. The mastermind, Su-min, is having a complete meltdown over her own genius plan. Her friend just lays down the cold, hard truth. Missy still sees her as a kid. And speak of the devil, Missy herself appears at the door. Her heart flutters, but her brain tells her this is a bad idea. She tells our girl to get lost and even throws her precious pig plushie at her. The door slams shut with a final, brutal BAM. But our poor heroine isn't giving up, pulling out the birthday card as a last resort. She collapses into a puddle of tears, wailing about her feelings. Yunhan screams from inside, calling her a shameless pervert. Our girl swears it's not her fault, it was all her friend's idea. And in the bushes, her friend watches, hoping this chaotic plan actually works. Suddenly, the door flings open and our girl tumbles right inside. Yunhan is completely shocked to see her on the floor. Our girl immediately offers up her phone as proof of her innocence. But oh no, the chat history is absolutely wild. Yunhan picks up the phone, her eyes narrowing with suspicion. Our girl leans in close, trying to explain herself. She goes for a bold confession, saying her heart only has room for Yunhan. Yunhan is stunned into silence by this sudden declaration. Our girl asks if she's worried Yunhan might be jealous, and that hits a nerve. She quickly backpedals, trying to explain away her past actions. It was all just a big misunderstanding, she claims. Yunhan isn't buying it, but our girl grabs her hand, pleading. The mood shifts instantly. Yunhan's eyes turn cold as she asks who said she could untie the plushie. The sudden change in atmosphere freezes them both. Our girl gulps, realizing the tables have turned dramatically. Nana nervously agrees to the boss's request. But our girl isn't done, dropping a casual warning. Don't get too close to Xiaofengyu, I don't like it. She immediately switches topics, asking about a cake for her date. She tells Nana to handle all urgent matters tonight. Our girl is on a mission and it's called romance. She confronts Nana about the scandalous photo. Nana tries to play dumb, but our girl already knows everything. Her assistant is shocked she isn't flying into a rage. Our girl just stares at the photo of her chaotic trainees. She knows this is a power play from her rival Mr. Hu. Meanwhile, the photo reaches poor Liu-yan. She immediately starts spiraling. Her friend tries to comfort her, saying love is complicated. But Liu-yan is inconsolable, sobbing her heart out. She quietly admits she's just sad. The truth is revealed, Monsieur and Liu-yan broke up. We flash back to Monsieur's devastating last words. The memory just makes Liu-yan cry harder. Monsieur had tried to comfort her, but Liu-yan was in too much pain, begging her to stop. Monsieur could only sigh in defeat. Liu-yan pushed her away, completely shattered. We see the moment it all went down. Monsieur grabs her, demanding she look her in the eye when she ends things. Our poor heroine is moping because her birthday is almost here, and she hasn't heard from Yunhan. Her friends are totally calling her out. They know exactly who she's waiting for. Just then her phone buzzes. It's a text from the one and only. Her friend gets real close, whispering some very spicy suggestions for the night. Our girl freaks out and shoves her away, a blushing mess. She makes a mad dash for the door, leaving her friends behind. She arrives at Yunhan's house, ready to get this birthday party started. A little touch-up is in order. She's determined to make tonight perfect. She knocks on the door, announcing her grand entrance. But the door opens to reveal Yunhan. Wearing nothing but a towel, our girl's brain short-circuits. She tries to play it cool, but inside she is absolutely losing her mind. She nervously presents the cake and desserts she brought. Yunhan is thrilled. Our girl is so happy that Yunhan is happy. She loves whatever she makes. Yunhan tells her to make herself comfortable while she gets the desserts. But wait, Yunhan comes back with a covered dish. She followed a video tutorial. Our girl is ascending to heaven. Yunhan cooked for her. With trembling hands and a full heart, she prepares for the grand reveal. And what's inside is a slightly chaotic-looking pink pig. The air freezes. Our girl starts bawling her eyes out and Yunhan panics, thinking she hates it. But these are tears of joy. She loves it. It's not ugly at all. She realizes it's modeled after a piggy plushie Yunhan gave her. It's her, she's the piggy. Feeling bold, she asks if she should call her Lil He. A flustered Yunhan quickly changes the subject and offers to cook some actual dishes. Our girl is over the moon and happily volunteers to join her in the kitchen. Our girl is living the dream with a fully stocked fridge, the ultimate security blanket, but her cooking skills are questionable. Luckily, Yunhan offers to be her instructor. She asks if it's really that hard. Honey, you have no idea. Pinky gives her a crash course in not losing a finger. But Yunhan drops a bombshell. Will she teach her forever? The air gets thick with unspoken feelings. Talk about a loaded question. Yunhan goes for the puppy dog eyes and our girl immediately caves. And just like that, karma strikes. She slices her own finger. She tries to laugh it off, saying it's just a small cut. But Yunhan's face is pure horror. The sight of blood sends her into a complete spiral. Pinky notices her friend is looking ghostly pale and asks what's wrong. Yunhan apologizes, looking like she's about to faint. Turns out she has a massive phobia of blood. She insists on taking our girl to rest, even though she's the one freaking out. Our poor heroine feels terrible and pulls her into a comforting hug. Tucking her into bed, she starts reminiscing about how they first met. It was a classic scenario. Yunhan was completely wasted. So our heroine, being the saint she is, brought her home safely. And the drunkard was apparently very affectionate. She realizes their connection was fated from the start. Yunhan, of course, denies being a clingy drunk. Our girl suddenly confesses, wanting to be by her side forever. Yunhan is completely flustered, calling her an amateur at love. But Pinky launches into a chaotic, dramatic vow for her happiness, ending with a sneeze. Yunhan can't help but laugh at her adorable declarations. She promises to never give her up or let her down, a true romantic. Yunhan smiles softly, I believe you, my heart. A few days later, the scene shifts to an airport. A woman greets her mother. Mom just wants to know about the Hawaii trip. But her daughter drops a nuke. Her ex-lover married someone else. The mother is in total disbelief. She declares she has to see him one last time. But her daughter threatens to go herself. Defeated, the mother gives in. This is going to be messy. Our girl tries to reason with her mom, who is just staring off into space. But mom is determined to see her ex-husband just one last time. Our girl is furious, asking what kind of woman could make him abandon his family. And just then the trash dad himself appears, talking sweet nothings on the phone. Mom sees him with his new family, and he doesn't even spare them a single glance. She tries to laugh it off, saying his heart has no room for her anymore. Our poor heroine immediately rushes to comfort her heartbroken mother. Mom puts on a brave face, but her eyes are filled with unspeakable pain. Back at home, the silence at the dinner table is absolutely suffocating. Mom suddenly gets sentimental, apologizing for how she's treated her daughter. This is starting to feel like a final goodbye speech, and it's giving me the creeps. Our girl insists that her dad is the one to blame for everything. The entire house is shrouded in a dark and heavy atmosphere. Later, she finds her mom washing dishes, trying to act like everything is fine. Mom shoos her away, saying she needs to prepare for a study meeting. Then she drops another bombshell, lamenting about how she was never a good mother. They say their goodnights, but the smiles are strained and full of sorrow. Hours later, our girl finishes her work and decides to go check on her mom. But on the way, she accidentally knocks over a glass, shattering it. A sudden chill runs down her spine as her mother's last words echo in her mind. I'd definitely make it up to you too. The realization hits her like a truck. She bolts towards her mother's room in a blind panic. Mom, are you asleep? She calls out, knocking frantically. But all she hears is a faint splashing sound from behind the door. Her heart plummets. Something is terribly, terribly wrong. Without another thought, she shoves the door open and is met with the horrifying sight of blood pooling on the floor. Our poor heroine sits in the hospital, completely catatonic. The doctor tells her friend to take Yunhan home while he watches over her mom, but she's trapped in a nightmare, flashing back to all the blood. 3 days later, she hasn't moved. Her friend frantically calls for backups, looking for someone named Yunbao. The cavalry arrives and the friend explains the situation. Our girl hasn't eaten in days. She begs Yunbao to try and get through to her. Yunbao vows to make her smile again, promising to take care of everything. She enters the dark room, finding Yunhan sitting like a ghost. The moment she sees her friend, our girl finally breaks. She cries out her name, completely overwhelmed with grief. Yunbao rushes to hold her, promising she'll always be there. But Yunhan is spiraling, crying that everyone is abandoning her. When Yunbao suggests she sleep, she completely snaps. She refuses, terrified of being left alone again. She screams that everyone who promised to stay has lied to her. Our girl is convinced she's just a burden to everyone around her. Leave, she shrieks, not wanting anyone's pity. But Yunbao isn't about to give up on her friend. She grabs Yunhan, ready to deliver some much-needed truth. Even if the entire world abandons you, she says with tears in her eyes. But our heroine is too lost in her pain to hear it, screaming for her to go. Pinky clings to our girl, swearing she will never ever leave her side. All she wants is for our poor heroine to believe her and give her a chance. Utterly drained, Yunhan finally agrees, whispering for her to get some sleep. Her friend frets, pointing out she hasn't eaten in 2 days and is about to collapse. She gently pulls the covers over Yunhan, promising to make her some porridge. She'll even leave the door open so our girl can hear her. But sleep offers no escape as a dark voice echoes in her mind. It reminds her the family is a curse that dooms everyone close to them. Yunhan jolts awake, her heart pounding in terror. A soft hand touches her cheek, whispering that she must be in pain. A vision of a woman named Yang appears, telling her to just let it all go. She beckons our girl to come with her where all the suffering will end. Like a ghost, the vision leads a dazed Yunhan out of her bed. She follows the phantom towards the door. Just then, her friend returns, calling out her name. She peers into the room, ready to offer some food, but her eyes widen in shock. Where did she go? She frantically searches, calling out Yunhan's name. Slamming open the bathroom door, she braces for the worst and finds our girl submerged in the tub, fully dressed. Yunhan looks up, her expression surprisingly calm. Don't worry, I won't kill myself. She just needs to think things through on her own. She admits she's in pain, but she has to keep living for her kid. Later, she tells her friend she needs to distance herself from this cursed family. She pushes her away, insisting she should go home. I don't need your pity, she cries, saying her presence is just more stress. The words are like a slap to the face. Heartbroken, her friend can only wish for her to rest well. She prays that our girl won't go through any more hardships. With a final look back, she decides to return to school. Left all alone, Yunhan finally collapses in tears, apologizing for everything. Our girl is on the phone, making a difficult decision. She's asking her friend to watch over the fragile Yunhan. Meanwhile, Yunhan looks into the distance, completely unaware of the storm brewing. Our heroine whispers with fierce determination, Yunhan, wait for me. She marches straight to the agency building. She's called an emergency meeting with her best friends. Then she drops the bombshell. She's taking a gap year from school and work. Her friends are shocked. Her career is just starting to take off, but her mind is made up. She tells them to handle her jobs while she's gone. Her friend, ever the supportive queen, immediately offers her money. How about 100 million to start? Our girl doesn't even blink and rattles off her card number. Her friend is floored but agrees, even promising prison meals if things go south. With her finances secured, she thanks them for their unwavering faith. Her bestie reminds her she can always leech off her sister anytime. And with that, she's off to pack her things. Her friends can only watch her go and cheer her on. They wonder if they're giving her too much freedom. But they know they have to support her no matter what. Their friend, however, is sick of their sappy couple moment. He complains loudly about being shoved into his single throat. So naturally, they troll him with a cute peck on the cheek. The absolute savagery, she roasts him, saying he's single because he has rocks for brains. He's had enough and storms out in a huff. He mutters that single Pringles deserve better. You tell him, buddy. Suddenly, he bumps into someone. It's XiaoFengyu. His little bunny is right in front of him. He quickly recovers, asking if she knows what happened with her crush. She says she's not sure, but she's going to find their friend Yunhan. He panics and grabs her hand, begging her to wait. He stammers out an apology. She just tells him it's okay, clearly distracted. He tries to remind her of his confession, but she's too worried about her friends to even notice. She walks away, leaving him standing there completely stunned. Just like she ran away last time, our poor boy is left all alone, wondering what he did wrong. Is he doomed to be single for the rest of his life? Our girl is all smiles, assuring her friend she's made up her mind about Yunhan. Her friend sighs, realizing she can't be stopped, and promises to support her. She teases our girl about taking a gap year just to be with her love. They share a heartfelt hug with promises to stay in touch. But just as things are looking sweet, her phone starts ringing. She answers and the news hits her like a truck. Miss Yunhan is missing. The maid explains she just vanished from her room, taking only her phone. Without a second thought, our girl slams the car door and peels out. She arrives at an office only to run into the fiery redhead Yunhan. Yunhan confirms Yunhan was there just a little while ago. She reveals Yunhan went to the cemetery and it's pouring rain outside. As our girl runs off, Yunhan smirks, remembering her own words to Yunhan. She recalls being utterly disappointed, leaving behind a folder with all her assets. This merciless capitalist hopes our girl can bring her money tree back. And as she reflects on the past, we see a lone figure in the rain. It's Yunhan kneeling at a grave, completely heartbroken. She clutches a photo, calling herself a coward for letting someone go. Our poor heroine is drowning in regret, wishing she'd asked her to stay. She collapses, crying out in despair, wondering why they have to suffer so much. But then a voice cuts through the rain. Our girl found her, wrapping her arms around her from behind. She plants a soft kiss on her cheek as Yunhan stares in shock, tears streaming down her face. Yunhan cries out, warning Yunhan not to push her away. But our girl grabs her, demanding to know why she left in the first place. Huddled under an umbrella, the tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Yunhan gives her a final warning, disappear again and you'll regret it forever. She pours her heart out, insisting Yunhan is never a waste of her time. I want to smile and laugh with you. she declares, her voice trembling. She begs our poor heroine to finally come home with her. With a gentle smile, she reaches out her hand. After a moment of hesitation, Yunhan whispers, okay. Their hands finally connect, sealing the promise. Back in the car, Yunbao immediately starts fussing over a soaked Yunhan. She finds a towel, declaring that Yunhan needs to listen to her now. She gently dries our girl's hair, who playfully winks in agreement. Yunhan apologizes for making her worry. And with that, our girl calls her the best. The praise is working. Yunbao winks, asking if she'll be pushed away again. Savage. Yunhan admits she's actually timid and has always wanted to be more like her. This confession makes Yunbao blush, telling her to stop looking at her so intensely. But Yunhan just smirks, asking what she wants. Oh, how the tables have turned. Yunbao panics and floors it, trying to escape the sudden chaotic energy. They arrive back at Yunhan's massive house. The place is quiet, with only the sound of rain. Later, Yunbao is on the phone, learning Yunhan's mom wants her to stay at a hospital. She tells her Nana she's planning a romantic getaway for them instead. She just has to figure out how to get Yunhan to agree to the trip. She's determined to convince her no matter what. The phone is passed to Dr. Gao, who is ready to give a full report. He confirms Yunhan has clinical depression and her family is the main trigger. Then the doctor gets a little too real, saying love is the best cure. He even suggests some physical stimulation. Our girl is absolutely scandalized. He hangs up, leaving her with that very spicy medical advice. Yunbao completely short-circuits on the couch. Her mind is blown. That was not a kid-friendly suggestion. Our girl is wide awake, her mind racing. She hears noises downstairs and decides to investigate. She remembers Yunbao's confession, her voice trembling as she admitted her true feelings. But back in reality, our heroine thinks this has to stop. Yunbao turns around with a bowl of soup, ready to have a serious talk. But she gets flustered and uses the hot soup as an excuse to sit down. She gently checks our girl's temperature, her touch full of worry. Yunhan is a blushing mess, completely flustered by the sudden proximity. But Yunbao cuts right through the tension, knowing exactly what's on her mind. She calls her out for thinking she can just go back to her rational self and push her away. The atmosphere is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Yunbao's voice cracks as she asks if Yunhan really thinks she could be happy without her. With tears in her eyes, our poor heroine whispers yes. She claims she's not worth the sacrifice. But Yunbao isn't having it. She grabs her face and declares, you are part of my future. She goes full simp mode, saying she doesn't care what anyone thinks. From now on, her entire life's goal is to see Yunhan smile. She declares that she's super glue and our girl has to accept it. Overwhelmed, Yunhan just breaks down and hugs her back. She finally smiles, whispering a heartfelt thank you. The next day, Yunbao is already cooking up a new scheme. The doctor said a change of environment would help, so she's decided they're going to Xiaowa village with Grandma. She arrives at the hospital, ready to execute her plan. She presents her home-cooked meal to Yunhan's mother. The woman looks at the dish, a flicker of recognition in her eyes. Yunbao explains it's a special recipe her grandma taught her for when you're sick. The mom takes a hesitant bite. Suddenly her eyes go wide, she's completely stunned. She recognizes the flavor instantly, right down to the hint of vinegar. She looks up, her expression a mix of shock and disbelief, asking if Yunbao is from Xiaowa village. A familiar face shows up at the door and our girl is not prepared for this. She's clearly flustered by the unexpected visit. But her guest has a brilliant, chaotic idea. She notices our heroine is tense and offers to help her relax. She cracks her knuckles, ready to get to work. And just like that, it's an impromptu massage session. Next up, she's bringing out the essential oils. This is getting serious. She pulls out a small bottle, ready to escalate the situation. Our girl is actually enjoying it, praising her professional skills. Oh honey, she didn't learn this in a spa. She studied terabytes of data just for you. Our heroine starts to get a little nervous, but Pinky tells her to just relax. She begs her to stop, her body getting all warm from the massage. Pinky leans in close, teasing her for enjoying it. And then she finds a weak spot. Our poor girl is completely vulnerable. She yelps, asking what she's doing. Pinky just whispers that she wants to be with her. Our girl panics, saying they can't do it here. Pinky just asks, why not? Flustered, she escapes to the other room. But it was all a ruse. The real plan was to trick her into a trip. She pumps her fist. Her devious little plan worked perfectly. She declares it's all settled and she'll even help her pack. Our girl is stunned. Wait, my mom is going too. Pinky pretends she said that all along. She accuses her of taking advantage of her panic. Our heroine tries to backpedal, saying she couldn't hear over the shower. But Pinky doesn't care. A promise is a promise and she's holding her to it. The girls finally arrive, but the tension in the car is absolutely suffocating. Our heroine thanks her friend for the ride, who claims she always wanted to visit. But then she realizes with a shock, this is her old hometown. Her friend calls it fate, just as an old woman rushes out to greet them. It's Grandma and she's ready to cook them a feast. Her friend offers some words of encouragement, but our girl knows this is far from over. Grandma is just ecstatic to see them, and look who she brought with her. She smothers Yunbao in a massive hug. But the young man only has eyes for our girl. He can't believe it's really her. He stammers that he stayed to help the villagers. She blushes, telling him he's doing great. Grandma ushers them inside while Mr. Wang offers to grab their luggage. Our girl tries to help, but he insists he's got it. He says he's used to countryside chores, what a keeper. She watches him, thinking he hasn't changed a bit. Later that night, Mr. Wang proudly serves the last dish for dinner. Yuanbao immediately asks why he's still hanging around. She teases him, saying he only stayed back to be kind. The shade is real. Grandma has had enough and shoves a chicken leg right in her mouth. She then apologizes to our girl for Yuanbao's troublesome nature. But our girl shoots back a savage reply, offering to cause trouble for life. Her friend is absolutely stunned by this new cheeky attitude. Grandma just adores her and gives her a big spoonful of food. Our girl thinks things are going smoother than she expected. But Yuanbao has a chaotic glint in her eye. It's time for holiday mode. Our girl sits alone under the moonlight, lost in thought. She thinks of her late sister, wishing she could see how beautiful the night has become. But her chaotic roommate, Yuanbao, interrupts her quiet moments. Yunhan agrees to go inside, completely unaware of the trap being laid. Yuanbao is practically skipping with glee, and our girl is getting suspicious. With a sly little grin, she promises a big surprise. She grandly presents the room, promising an unforgettable night prepared by her and Grandma. And bam, it's a full-blown over-the-top honeymoon suite. Our poor heroine is completely stunned. As Yunhan processes this chaotic mess, the door behind them clicks shut. Yuanbao dramatically rips off her robe, ready for the main event. She strikes a series of questionable poses, asking if our girl finds her pretty. Yunhan is not amused. She turns around to make a swift exit. But the door is locked. She's been trapped by this gremlin. Yuanbao giggles, thanking the internet for all her terrible ideas. She grabs onto Yunhan, begging her not to leave the romance nest. Yunhan demands she act normal, but Yuanbao declares she's just crazy for her. She leans in for a sniff, but our girl spots something very suspicious out the window. It's her mom and grandma's watching the whole cringy show. Yunhan tries to give her an out, but Yuanbao is committed to the bits. She goes in for a dramatic back hug, completely oblivious. Our girl gives her one final, ominous warning. But it's too late. The audience has been revealed and their faces are priceless. Yunhan just casually comments on the weather, trying to salvage the situation. The mom and grandma are just frozen, processing what they just saw. Yuanbao finally realizes her mistake. She forgot to close the curtains. The mom tries to do some damage control with the shocked grandma. She pulls out the oldest excuse in the book. They're practicing for a drama. And grandma completely buys it. She's even excited. She thinks it's just like that scene from Titanic, and the mom is sweating with relief. The family wishes them a very suggestive good night from outside the window. Our girl immediately slams the curtains shut, not having any of it. She starts chugging water, panicking over how awkward this entire situation is. But Yunhan is just sitting calmly on the bed, waiting. So Yuanbao dives under the covers, pretending to be fast asleep. Suddenly, a voice from outside yells, "Remember to lock the door." The night drags on all the way to 3 a.m. And of course, all that water has consequences. Our girl desperately needs to pee, but she can't risk waking the peacefully sleeping Yunhan. She resolves to have an iron bladder. Just kidding, Yunhan's eyes snap open. She was awake the whole time. She softly asks why Yuanbao is still awake. Our girl makes a mad dash for the bathroom, calling Yunhan her absolute savior. She was this close to becoming an urban legend. Yunhan then offers to get her some water. But as she stands, she feels a wave of dizziness. Oh no, she thinks she has a fever. Yuanbao rushes over and touches her forehead. She's burning up. She quickly checks the temperature, 100.4, it's a high fever. Time for full-on nurse mode. She tells a confused Yunhan to lie on her stomach. She declares that Yunhan is way too weak and needs to be nursed back to health. She gently places a cool cloth on her, promising to stay by her side. Yunhan smiles, telling her she's sounding so mature. Yuanbao just blushes. Content and cared for, Yunhan finally agrees to rest. She drifts off to sleep, feeling like the darkness will finally pass. The next morning, a starving Yuanbao walks out, only to be ambushed by Grandma. Grandma looks at her tired face and immediately asks what went down last night. Our poor exhausted girl is utterly confused. Grandma winks, asking if they were reenacting that famous scene from Titanic. Grandma immediately starts grilling our girl about last night with Yunhan. She gets all flustered and tries to escape to the kitchen. But Mom is there and she's got the exact same chaotic energy as Grandma. Our poor heroine has to quickly explain Yunhan was just sick. Mom doesn't look convinced but says she'll check on her anyway. Our girl reassures her the fever is gone and sends her on her way. But wait a second, she notices her mom blushing when Mr. Wang is mentioned. Ooh, something is definitely going on there. She heads to Yunhan's room with some porridge. Yunhan is already awake and trying to get up. Our girl tells her to rest, but Yunhan gets nervous hearing her mom is outside. The tension between them is still so thick. Then we get a flashback to last night. Yunhan woke up to find our girl passed out cold by her bed. And would you look at that, even the Ice Queen herself thinks it's kind of sweet. The next morning, our girl is helping out with chores. But then she sees Yunhan already outside sweeping. Her mom is absolutely stunned to see her daughter doing manual labor. Grandma pushes her to go talk to her daughter, a little nudge for reconciliation. Mom awkwardly asks how she's feeling and praises our girl for being so caring. Yunhan is just silent, the awkwardness is painful. Mom quickly makes an excuse to leave them alone. Just then our girl pops up, complaining about how tired she is. Her mom just smirks, totally teasing her. She grumbles about being more tired than the actual patient, and Yunhan just pulls her into a sudden back hug. Yunhan is feeling bold today, teasing our girl about taking care of her instead. Our heroine blushes, reminding her they're in public, but Yunhan isn't backing down, asking if that's really enough to stop her. She smirks, then gets all soft, promising to take care of her for just 2 minutes. My heart can't take this sweetness. Yunbao insists that our girl must come to the party. A prince can't be without a princess after all. But our poor heroine is blushing, mumbling that she's no princess. Suddenly, a chaotic woman appears, screaming for her baby Yunbao. She practically launches herself at them. Yunhan is completely baffled by this new person. The woman tackles Yunbao in a massive hug, squealing that she missed her. She gives her a playful slap, scolding her for not saying she was back. Yunbao quickly introduces the woman as her old mentor. She was just keeping Yunhan company while waiting. The mentor's eyes narrow. Her mentor, yes, right. Yunbao nervously explains their history, but no one is buying it. The mentor can tell this is way more than a mentorship, but she decides it's none of her business for now. She grabs Yunbao, saying it's time to get to work. Our poor prince is dragged away, screaming for her princess to come to the party. Yunhan just watches, probably wondering what just happened. Later that night, the bonfire party is in full swing. But Yunbao is miserable. Yunhan hasn't shown up. What's the point of dressing up? Her mentor swoops in, asking for a dance. The other party guests start teasing her relentlessly. Yunbao is a flustered mess, waving them off. She's still worried sick, but her mentor is sure Yunhan will show up. Yunbao begs her friend to help her find her missing princess. Of course she'll help. What's she wearing? A princess dress, obviously it's case closed for Prince Charming. And just like that, her friend spots someone, a princess under a tree. In the distance, a mysterious figure in a yellow gown stands alone. She's wearing a mask, but Yunbao is absolutely certain. That's her, she'd recognize that figure anywhere. She walks right up to her. I knew you'd come. She immediately starts apologizing for being dragged away earlier. The masked figure says absolutely nothing. Yunbao leans in close, whispering, Awa, are you jealous? The figure finally speaks. Really? Hold on, that voice is suspiciously deep. The mask comes off and it's some smug-looking dude. Yunbao is absolutely petrified. That is not her. Princess Yunbao teases our girl about a junior high promise. But she quickly plays dumb, claiming total memory loss. She's desperate for this conversation to end. She begs her friend to stop this chaotic teasing. But it's too late, a new voice freezes her to the spot. A woman asks if she's interrupting something. Oh, she definitely is. It's Yunhan, the one person our girl did not want to see. Our heroine frantically denies everything, nothing to see here. But a new rival steps in, claiming a childhood promise to marry Yunbao. Our poor girl tries to get Yunhan to listen, but the damage is done. The rival grabs Yunhan, telling her to turn around. This is way too much drama, even for Yunbao. In a flash, Yunhan is across the lawn by a fire. She asks why our girl didn't chase after her little sweetheart. Yunhan is absolutely fuming. You thought some buff guy was me. Our girl tries to play it cool, leaning into her prince role for the night. She grabs Yunhan's hand, calling her the perfect princess. But Yunhan is not impressed in the slightest. Who said I'm a princess? She asks with ice in her voice. In a total power move, she rips the sleeve right off her own dress. She declares, am no princess, the absolute savagery. Another partygoer is completely stunned by this chaotic energy. Yunhan then invites Yunbao to dance, pointedly ignoring our heroine. Our girl tries to refuse for her, but it's no use. Yunbao admits she's a hopeless dancer anyway. What a shame, Yunhan says, completely unbothered. Suddenly, another rival steps in, offering to dance with Yunhan instead. The two women take hands, ready to dance under the stars. While everyone else enjoys the party, our girl is left fuming. She actually knows how to dance, but her angry thoughts are cut short. A massive hand grabs her shoulder from behind. It's the buff guy asking if she was waiting for him. Our girl is about to lose it. The ladies watch from the sidelines, sensing the tension. Are they having a fight? Auntie is told to look at the bickering couple, but she just waves it off. It's totally normal for young people to fight. She gives a comforting pat, completely unbothered by the drama. Our girl Yunbao is complaining loudly. Yunhan was so happy dancing with others. But with her, she's a total ice block. HMPH, she storms off in a huff. The family tries to defuse the situation, offering noodles to the angry couple. But Yunhan isn't hungry, she just wants to shower and skip dinner. Grandma wisely tells the others to just let them sort out their own problems. The auntie reluctantly agrees to stay out of it. Yunbao stomps off, declaring she's going to bed too. The drama is off the charts. The others decide to just go eat, leaving the two to their chaotic lovers' quarrel. Yunbao is in bed, shivering with pure, unadulterated jealousy. She thought Yunhan hated being touched, yet she danced with someone else all night. The unfairness of it all those excuses about her being too young were lies. Meanwhile, Yunhan is in the bath, wondering if she was too harsh. She knows nothing is going on, but she just can't stop getting angry. Stepping out of the shower, it finally clicks. So this is what jealousy feels like. She enters the bedroom, asking softly if Yunbao is asleep. Yunbao is wide awake under the covers, completely startled. That was fast. Yunhan tells her to come out so they can talk, but she just burrows deeper. Yunhan reminds her she's usually okay with her touch. But Yunbao retorts that Yunhan was fine dancing with someone else all night. She tells her to go find her dance partner, there's nothing to talk about. She even throws a pillow for dramatic effect. A slow smile spreads across Yunhan's face. Could Yunbao be jealous too? She lets out a small laugh, which only makes Yunbao angrier. Are you sure you don't want to talk? She teases. Yunbao opens her mouth to deliver a savage comeback. But before she can, Yunhan pushes her down onto the bed. She pins our girl down, a predatory glint in her eyes. Can we talk now? The air crackles with tension as they stare at each other, lips just inches apart. Missy pins our girl down, asking if she's ready to listen now. Our poor heroine can barely even speak. She is completely trapped. But then she pulls the ultimate chaotic move. I like it when you use force, she purrs. This leaves Missy absolutely stunned, while our girl smirks victoriously. Recovering, Missy yanks her closer. What are you doing? She asks, flustered. She admits our girl's non-stop flirting is making it hard to hold back. And then she just goes for it, planting a kiss right on her. Our girl tries to protest, but she's held in a steel grip. Suddenly, the tables have turned. Missy is on the bottom, looking completely dazed. Our heroine is now on top, teasingly playing with her hair. Missy panics and spits out the most savage comeback ever. You're really greasy. Our girl is absolutely floored. Greasy, huh? She has a full-blown meltdown over the insult. Claiming it's too hot, she bolts for the shower, leaving a confused Miss He on the bed. Miss He immediately regrets her choice of words. She can't help but wonder what would have happened if they kept going. She hides her betrayed face in her hands. In the shower, our girl is still fuming. Greasy me. She scrubs furiously, vowing to get her revenge. She starts plotting exactly how to punish that naughty woman. Her thoughts get so spicy, she literally gets a nosebleed. Clean and ready for round 2, she steps out of the bathroom. She slams the door open, ready to get her payback. But the entire mood has been shattered. Missy is sitting in a chair, dressed like a seal. Can we talk like adults now? She asks, freezing the air. Our girl is baffled. This feels like a performance review, not a romance scene. She stands up straight, ready for whatever this weird meeting is about. Missy takes a deep breath, trying to sound natural. She leans in close, invading our girl's personal space. Her partner starts the interrogation. So how many besties are we talking about here? She points out that Yunhan seems to collect female best friends wherever she goes. Our girl gives her a look. Are you asking if I'm jealous? What do you think? She fires back, completely unbothered. Her partner pouts but then smirks. She can totally tell Yunhan is jealous. Yunhan tries to deny it. Me jealous? What a joke. But she's cornered and demands cuddles and a confession. She's not backing down. Are you gonna tell me or not? And so the great bestie head count begins. This is chaotic. The list is endless. Her sister, her partners, and 7 other girls from the village. Yunhan's face falls with every name. She had no idea the competition was this stiff. Her partner is absolutely living for this moment. Just look at that cheeky face. She tries to reassure our poor heroine, swearing she's never felt anything for any of them. Yunhan is stunned. Wow, I didn't expect you to be so innocent. This isn't about innocence. She snaps back, all flustered. Love is complicated. Our girl just lets out a little PFFT. She is not convinced. But then her partner gets deadly serious, admitting that being with Yunhan feels like a dream. Yunhan melts instantly. All right, I was just messing with you. But now she has to make it up to her. She suggests sleeping with her as compensation, but that's just their usual routine. So instead, she offers an all-nighter with drama books. Her partner is immediately on board. To bed, madam. Snuggled in bed, she mentions how much better Yunhan's condition is now. Coming to the village was definitely the right move for them. Yunhan thinks about her family, feeling grateful for this chance. But her partner gets a mischievous glint in her eye. You said you never fell in love before me. However, before we dig into that, she leans in close. Give me a kiss. Yunhan blushes furiously. You pervert, as her partner literally leaps out of bed. She peeks back with a smug chibai face. Hee, you're super jealous right now. And with a quick good night, she's gone. Our girl is left smiling in bed. What an absolute menace. Meanwhile, over at Song Xiaohu's house, the ex-Yunbao is humming to himself, looking way too happy. He seems to be getting ready for a big day. Oh, what is this guy plotting? Our girl wakes up feeling refreshed after a great night's sleep. But the bed beside her is empty and her phone is ringing off the hook. She immediately panics, wondering what happened to Yunhan. She rushes out to find Yunhan in an apron, offering to make noodles. Our girl absolutely loses it, screaming no. She begs Yunhan to let her cook instead. She tries to explain that Yunhan has been working too hard lately. Yunhan just smiles sweetly, wanting to do something nice for her. Our poor heroine tearfully claims she'd do anything for Yunhan. But her real thought is that she's terrified Yunhan will burn the kitchen down. She literally shoves the actress away from the stove. Then she backpedals, saying Yunhan might not know how to use the old-fashioned fire stoves. She swears she's telling the truth, bless her chaotic heart. But Yunhan isn't buying it, asking if she thinks she's useless outside of acting. A girl is trapped. There is no right answer to this impossible question. She clasps her hands together, begging Yunhan not to be angry. Meanwhile, a new challenger appears outside with a massive bouquet. He's here to see Yuan Bao, but the grandma says she's not up yet. Suddenly, the door bursts open, revealing the domestic dispute. A girl is chasing a very grumpy Yunhan, trying to calm her down. The boy Xiao who sees her and calls out her name, "Not the time, buddy." The grandma facepalms, knowing this is about to be a disaster. The older ladies can smell the drama brewing, a storm is coming. And just like that, the love rival stands before the ice-cold actress. Yunhan's eyes immediately lock onto him, the jealousy is palpable. Our girl tries to get rid of him, but he's completely oblivious. The peanut gallery in the back is literally eating watermelon, watching the show. Yunhan breaks the silence, her voice dripping with ice. "Hello, Song Xiaohu." Our girl tries to explain he's just a childhood friend. She's trying to de-escalate, but it's not working. And this dude makes it worse, calling them childhood sweethearts. Then he fanboys over Yunhan, recognizing her from movies. He even asks if he can call her sis he. Yunhan just gives him the silent death stare. The boy finally realizes he's been way too casual with a famous senior actress. He quickly backtracks, apologizing profusely for his rudeness. Yunhan smirks, but then he calls her auntie he. Oh no, this man is actively trying to dig his own grave. The poor kid is mortified by the sudden crow caw. Xiao absolutely loses it. "Auntie, get your smooth brain out here." The boy is stunned, but Xiao proudly declares that our girl Yunhan is her lover. Our poor heroine is just standing there, completely baffled by this sudden development. The boy pleads his case, saying Missy is his first and last love. Xiao is not having it. He immediately backpedals, stammering an apology. "The damage is done, buddy." He clarifies the marriage talk was a joke. But Yunhan, ever the troll, says she likes being called auntie. The kid has had enough embarrassment for one day and makes a run for it. The grandmas cackle as he flees in terror. Xiao grabs our girl's hand. Yunhan starts to sweat, this can't be good. She nervously asks what's wrong. Xiao who demands to know why she didn't deny the lover claim. "No to us being lovers," she clarifies, she was just trying to save her from the kid. Our girl quickly tries to explain she didn't want to embarrass Xiao who in front of everyone. "Don't get the wrong idea," she insists, looking totally flustered. But Xiao who just gives her a sly smile. "It's okay to deny it," she teases. Yunhan panics, pointing out that their family is literally right there watching this whole chaotic scene. "Yeah, they're watching, all right. By which I mean they're definitely not watching. Nope, nothing to see here." This only encourages Xiao who gets even closer. "Just admit you like me." She's basically attached to our girl now, refusing to let go. What a clingy little rascal. Then she brings up an old grudge about not being allowed to use the stove. Yunhan is amused, she's still holding onto that. Xiao just pouts, playing up the drama for all it's worth. Suddenly, their moment is interrupted by the screech of tires. A ridiculously expensive car pulls up and a very cool-looking lady steps out. She casually orders them to come help with her stuff. The audacity. It's HeYunHan and she's got that rich, chaotic energy. She smirks, announcing she brought them a bunch of good stuff. And she's not alone, another gorgeous woman is with her, greeting our heroine. HeYunHan is just thrilled to see everyone together again. The other woman, Zixi, gets a flash of inspiration. She's going to confess to Yuan Bao right now. She gives our girl a little thumbs up for moral support. But then Zixi notices something. "Yunhan, are you two on a first-name basis now?" Our girl has no idea how to answer that one. The whole crew gathers around, ready for more drama. Grandma immediately gets down to business, asking HeYunHan if she's found a partner yet. HeYunHan cheekily replies that she does have someone she likes. The gossip is just too good. Grandma gets a little glint in her eye. She knows exactly what's up. One of the girls tries to help with the barbecue but gets shot down immediately. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Our poor heroine can only sigh as her worst fears are confirmed. Yuan Bao is dating Miss He. Our girl is having a full-blown meltdown about the script. She thinks her sister has been traumatized by the steamy scenes. But Fengqian, ever the problem solver, says it's no big deal. They can just fake it with some clever camera angles. Missy is not impressed with this brilliant idea. She turns her attention to Zixi, asking about her next project. She sweetly promises to find Zixi a much better role. Fengqian immediately panics, promising she'll take care of Zixi too. She scrambles for her phone, promising to sort out the script right now. Meanwhile, our girl feels totally protected by her CEO-like bestie. She clings to Yunhan, feeling like a delicate little wife. She's totally swooning over this domineering vibe. Yunhan is completely flustered and tells her to get off. Just then, Fengqian announces she's fixed it. the spicy scenes are gone. Instead, the male and female lead will meet in the countryside to get to know each other. And surprise, the male lead arrives this afternoon. Our girl's drama senses are tingling. Something is definitely fishy here. Why would a top actor come to the countryside for a dinky mini-drama? The million-dollar question, who is the male lead? Fengyu just smirks, telling them to wait and see. Our girl shoots her a death glare, demanding answers. Fengyu finally cracks and reveals the name HeYunHan. She even jokes about shipping him with Yunhan. Yunhan explains that HeYunHan is a famous child actor, and he's constantly shipped with our heroine online. She even admits she's watched the fan videos and thought they were cute. Our poor girl is literally dead on the spot. The internet is flooded with edits of them as childhood sweethearts. The entire world ships them, but in reality, they barely know each other. Yunhan keeps teasing, calling him her online other half. This is absolute torture for our girl. She glomps onto Yunhan, declaring she likes this jealous side of her. Yunhan is having none of it and tells her to let go. But our heroine's mind is racing. This isn't simple. HeYunHan is definitely planning something. Yunhan asks what she means. Our girl lays out her analysis. Her popularity is dropping. But HeYunHan is at the absolute peak of his career. He has zero reason to do this tiny drama to boost his fame. So she concludes he must be after something else entirely. Yunhan looks very amused by this theory. Fengyu decides to add to the chaos. Maybe, just maybe, he's coming all this way for Miss He. Our girl Yunhan excuses herself from her friends to take an urgent call. She checks her phone and sees 5 missed calls. This can't be good. She immediately calls back, her face etched with worry. On the other end, her friend Xiao is in a full-blown panic. Apparently, something major happened at the company and it's pure chaos. Xiao confesses she did something incredibly stupid and messed everything up. But Yunhan is all business, cutting her off to get straight to the point. Xiao agrees to send an email with all the sordid details. Back with her friends, they notice her expression has gone completely dark. One of them decides to head inside, complaining about a sore back. Another friend warns her there's a problem with the shower. How convenient. Yunhan hangs up the phone, looking completely stressed out. Her pink-haired friend immediately rushes over, asking what's wrong. Yunhan explains that Xiao made a huge mistake, and now she's paying the price for not being loyal. Absolutely savage. Her friend gets all clingy, promising she would never be like that. She even tries to prove her loyalty with a smooch, but Yunhan has an emergency email to check. Just then, a car pulls up to the gate. And speak of the devil, it's the male lead HeYunHan, of course. Yunhan immediately shoves her friend towards him, denying he's her male lead. And there he is, leaning on his ridiculously expensive car like a model. He teases her, but she is not in the mood for his games. She tells him to cut the drama and just say what he wants. He plays coy, asking for a simple cup of water. But she's not falling for it, blocking his path until he spills the tea. He smirks, saying it's a secret. This man lives for the drama. He finally confesses he heard Miss Yunhan was here, and he came to visit his crush. He even flexes about driving his fancy car just to impress her. Now he's putting all the pressure on his dear Yunbao to be his wingman. Our pink-haired heroine is dying inside. This is a total disaster. He even tries to bribe her with connections to famous directors. But she sees right through his act, telling him to give up on whatever chaotic plan he's cooking up. Missy slams the files down, clearly at her limit. She sighs, realizing her actress has gotten into yet another mess. Looking outside, she sees the problem. The male lead is still chatting up another actress. He just won't stop talking about the plot, or so he claims. The guy Yan spots her and waves, acting way too friendly for his own good. Our girl hits him with a stone cold, "I can't remember you." Absolute savagery. But this dude is persistent, rambling on about script changes he just heard about. The pink-haired girl glares while he offers to help Missy with her acting. Missy is not buying his flimsy excuses for 1 second. He then brutally friend-zones the pink-haired girl Yunbao right to her face. He tries to act all smooth, telling Missy not to mind them. Yunbao is fuming, trying to drag her chaotic co-star away. She asks why he's so upset, but her creepy little smile says it all. She finally snaps, telling him to back off and let her talk to Missy alone. She grabs our girl's arm and storms off, leaving the clueless guy in the dust. Meanwhile, in a completely different room, our other heroine finally wakes up. Her friend Zixi tells her it's already 6 p.m., dinner is waiting. She decides to hop in the shower to freshen up. But there's a problem, the water isn't working at all. She calls out for Zixi to come and help her with the faucet. Zixi comes in to investigate the blocked shower head. But with a sudden whoosh, the water blasts on, soaking them both. Flustered, she tells Zixi to go get changed while she figures something out. But as she turns, her towel snags on the door handle. The towel goes flying and Zixi gets a full unrestricted view. Our poor girl is mortified, insisting it was a complete accident. She covers her face, wishing the ground would just swallow her whole. The guys are practically drooling over our heroine, but her friend HeYunHan is disgusted. She slams her glass down, totally annoyed that he showed up so fast. Our girl Yunbao is radiating pure anger, but he just asks if she's eaten. The white-haired pretty boy HeYunHan volunteers to wash veggies for the barbecue. The other guy tries to play hero, but HeYunHan throws some savage shade. He's determined to win a lady's heart through her stomach, a classic move. He insists he's a decent cook, but no one is buying a word of it. HeYunHan wonders if our girl is angry or jealous. The drama is delicious. The guy gives super specific instructions on washing leaves. Our girl realizes he's a total germaphobe. Meanwhile, HeYunHan is sitting in the corner, looking salty and plotting her revenge. And it's on, she declares war, stabbing the poor veggies with murderous intent. The skewer war begins, but HeYunHan is too busy flirting, grabbing Xixi's hand. Xixi is completely flustered. What is this guy even doing? He tells her to just sit back and watch the chaos unfold. HeYunHan is not impressed. He goes full-on soap opera, promising to buy her an entire village of livestock. HeYunHan gives his cringy performance a sarcastic thumbs up. We love to see it. But he's not done yet. He demands headbutts or the cringe fest will continue. Xixi is getting goosebumps from the second-hand embarrassment. She finally gives in, hesitantly reaching out to pat his head. He's ecstatic, but she immediately remembers she didn't wash her hands. She deadpans that he might need another shower. His face is priceless. Our girl has had enough of this circus. She grabs her friend and makes a run for it. The guy panics, but HeYunHan is there to call him on his bluff. Yunbao grabs HeYunHan's hand and drags her out of the kitchen. She slams the door right behind them and locks it, trapping the boys in their own mess. HeYunHan is completely bewildered, asking what is going on. Yunbao suddenly screams in frustration. She finally admits it, she's angry. And then she just collapses into her friend's arms, completely overwhelmed. XiaoFengYu demands to know why our girl isn't jealous anymore. Our heroine insists she was serious about not wanting them to film together. But Fengyu isn't buying it, grabbing her and asking why her attitude suddenly changed. Why did you talk to him? She demands, getting the completely wrong idea. She suddenly shoves our poor, confused heroine against the wall. And then in a totally chaotic move, she kisses her. Our girl's heart just about explodes from the shock. She tries to push her away, begging Fengyu to let her go. But Fengyu pulls back, looking absolutely feral. You're mine. She forbids our girl from liking anyone else, her voice dripping with possessiveness. Then, just as quickly as it started, she flees the scene. Our heroine is left completely stunned, touching her lips in disbelief. But wait, is that a little smile? She's not mad about it. Meanwhile, the chaotic Fengyu makes a phone call, telling someone to stop what they're doing. On the other end, two people are getting cozy in bed. Fengyu dives right in, trying to explain how much she loves her sister. The woman, Sukin, immediately asks if she's causing trouble again. Fengyu explodes, screaming about why HeYunHan is even there. She demands to know what HeYunHan is planning to do. Her sister, Yunbao, takes the phone, promising to handle it in the morning. Fengyu is ecstatic, thanking Sukin profusely. After hanging up, Sukin reveals the truth. HeYunHan is actually interested in Yunhan. She can't believe her sister yelled at her without knowing the full story. Her bedmate cheekily suggests they should take a step back from their activities. He then teases her for not telling her sister that she was on top. His gaze turns intense. Clearly, the earlier punishment wasn't enough. He pins her down, declaring he'll have to punish her more. What a night. With the annoying suitor finally gone, our girls watch him drive off. Our pink-haired menace immediately wishes to never see him again. She's not subtle about it either. Her friend reminds her that this was about her career comeback. But our girl is just glad the nuisance is gone and ready for a nap. Of course, her phone immediately starts ringing. It's her sister, and she does not look pleased to be woken up. Her sister is on the other end, asking if she's happy now. She gets sassy, asking if her sister is only talking like this because Sukin isn't there. The bickering continues with some very chaotic energy about who's topping. Finally, her sister asks about her future plans. Our girl wants to be a singer, but her sister shuts that down immediately. Her agent tells her to calm down. But then our heroine, Yunhan, just grabs the phone herself. She takes control of the call like the boss she is. Our pink-haired girl is internally screaming, thinking Yunhan is about to defend her career. She's practically sparkling with respect for her woman. Yunhan says she's thought about it. She suggests fantasy dramas, like playing a ghost, a demon, or a transformer. Our girl's entire world just shatters. Yunhan just smiles sweetly, asking if there's a problem. She's absolutely speechless as Yunhan hangs up, the deal sealed. She tries to protest, but it's way too late. She's completely baffled by the suggestion. Yunhan just smirks, and suddenly our girl isn't sleepy anymore. The next morning, she bursts in looking for answers. But her friend is busy with laundry. Her other friend points out that she fell for Yunhan's dominant side. Our girl admits she likes her both soft and dominant. Her friend compares it to her preferring the aloof and challenging dog she once adopted. She loves conquering the impossible, and Yunhan is her ultimate challenge. She tries to deny comparing her crush to a dog, looking totally flustered. Her friend then starts talking about someone named Xixi. He swears on his name that Xixi would never betray him. Our girl is being questioned about her type. Apparently, she likes the gentle kind. Yunhan looks absolutely crushed by this news. Panicking, HeYunHan tries to change the subject, stuttering about missing someone. She cooks up a quick excuse about her mom being sick, classic. With her escape plan in motion, she finishes packing her bag. But a surprise guest arrives ready for the trip. HeYunHan is stunned she didn't buy her a ticket. Her friend grabs her hand, saying it's all taken care of. Our girl has no choice but to follow. Meanwhile, in another chaotic timeline, a pink-haired girl stews over being ditched. But then she smiles, thinking this must mean her crush actually likes Zixi. Suddenly, Yunhan pulls her from the water, wrapping her in a jacket. She leans in close, telling our flustered girl she's really pretty today. And then she drops the smoothest line ever, comparing her to an apple. Our girl freaks out and backs away, thinking this is a huge misunderstanding. Yunhan's eyes darken as she advances, and Yunbao starts to sweat. She begs her to stop, absolutely terrified by this sudden personality switch. Yunhan just stares her down, making our poor girl even more nervous. Yunbao goes into full-on panic mode, trying to explain herself. She stammers that she's just not used to this new dominant aura. She asks if Yunhan prefers the submissive type, but Yunhan immediately shuts that down. She turns the tables, asking what type Yunbao asterisk really asterisk prefers. Cornered, Yunbao blurts out the truth. She likes everything about Yunhan. She swears on her life, making the ultimate sacrifice. She'll be a bottom forever if she's lying. Yunhan smirks, calling that wishful thinking before declaring they are in love. That's all. With the romantic tension at its peak, our girl decides it's time for food. And just like that, they run off together, hand in hand, ready for their next adventure. Our girl Yunhan is trying to have a peaceful night, but her friend needs acting tips. Yunhan immediately calls her out, knowing she's just faking it. But her friend gets a mischievous glint in her eye, suggesting they practice a bed scene. She leans in close, getting right in Yunhan's personal space. But just as things get spicy, a wild redhead crashes the party, clinging to Yunhan's leg for dear life. The scene descends into pure chaos as the two women fight over Yunhan. The redhead Miss Xiao tearfully explains she's hiding from someone. But the pink-haired girl isn't running a motel and tells her to get lost. So Miss Xiao pulls out her wallet, offering a wad of cash to stay. When that's not enough, she offers 10 times the amount. Suddenly, the pink-haired girl is the world's best hostess, welcoming her new VIP guest. Miss Xiao immediately starts making demands like a queen, asking for a bath with flower petals. Yunhan can only watch in disbelief as this train wreck unfolds. Miss Xiao makes a grand entrance, flopping onto the bed like she owns the place. Our girl knows exactly what's happening. This freeloader is scamming them. Miss Xiao smirks, teasing Yunhan for being so protective. Then she starts rummaging around for snacks, complaining that she's starving. And like magic, her new bestie appears with a steaming hot bowl of noodles. The freeloader happily digs in, loving the 5-star service. She then announces she'll be sleeping right there in Yunhan's bed. The pink-haired girl is all too happy to accommodate her, kicking her own sister out of the room. The sister, Yunbao, just happily agrees, looking way too innocent for this situation. As she skips away, the mood in the room gets heavy. Miss Xiao gives Yunhan a smug look, asking if she knows the real reason she was given the bed so easily. The fiery redhead claims she's just here as a bestie. Our girl knows this is a lie. Mei calls herself an angel for putting up with her, the audacity. Yunhan immediately regrets letting her stay. But Mei insists she's just here to keep her company. Yeah, right. Later that night, the house is finally quiet. Mei is knocked out cold, but our poor heroine can't sleep. Just then, she gets a text from her actual friend Yunbao. Yunbao says she can't sleep without her. Our girl's heart flutters. She looks at the snoring mess beside her, so much for good company. A mischievous smirk spreads across her face. Suddenly, Mei jolts awake, screaming bloody murder. She claims she dreamed Yunhan was trying to suffocate her. She dramatically declares she's going for a walk to clear her head. But she's really just sneaking over to Yunbao's room. The door's unlocked, and she finds Yunbao playing video games. Mei immediately forgets her nightmare and wants to join in. The two of them start an intense gaming session. A new player with a feisty ID joins their team. Yunbao is intrigued and asks them to turn on their mic. A chillingly familiar voice comes through the phone. Found you, Xiaoyu. They both freeze. It's the terrifying CEO. Yunbao is freaking out. How on earth did she know? Mei knows they are in for a world of pain now. Meanwhile, our girl Yunhan is on the phone looking pleased. She reports that she's handled the situation. She gave them a good scare so she could finally get some peace. Absolutely savage. The girls are in full-blown panic mode as the villainess plots on the phone. They hear footsteps approaching and know what's coming. Here comes the devil. Our pink-haired friend gets super emotional, feeling terrible for all Yunhan has been through. But outside the door, Yunhan listens in, a small smile on her face. She turns away, thinking their little performance is quite childish. Still, she admits having them around has been entertaining. She smirks, telling them to enjoy their peace while it lasts. Inside, the redhead warns our girl this is just the calm before the storm. But our poor heroine is just too tired to care and starts yawning. She immediately face-plants into the pillow, ready to pass out. Her friend just smirks, amazed at how she can sleep through anything. But our girl isn't asleep at all. She waits for her friend to doze off. Then she quietly sneaks out of the room on a secret mission. She creeps down the hall, knowing exactly who's still awake. She peeks into Yunhan's room, catching her on the phone. Without a word, she slips into Yunhan's bed. She cuddles up close and whispers, "Good night, I'm here." Yunhan just melts, feeling safe for the first time. The next morning, the redhead offers to borrow Yunhan's clothes. But our girl goes into full protection mode, yanking her back. The redhead is totally confused by this chaotic reaction, so our girl quickly distracts her with a shopping trip. She returns with a giant sack of fashionable clothes. The redhead eagerly checks the holes and pulls out a monstrosity. Her face says it all. What is this chaotic floral mess? The meddling MS, Xiao offers our girl a cute top to wear. Grandma asks them to pick some fresh mushrooms for soup. Our heroine Yuan Bao is all for it, and MS, Xiao excitedly joins in. She dashes off to get changed in a flash and emerges looking absolutely adorable in her strawberry outfit. Out in the woods, she's feeling her little mushroom girl fantasy. But she immediately gets down to business, asking about our girl's progress with Yunhan. She gets real close, asking if they've done it yet. MS Xiao explains it's all about strategy, especially with Yunhan's weak constitution. She offers to spill all the secrets to winning her over, and whispers a deviously spicy plan right into our poor girl's ear. She gives a confident thumbs up, promising her chaotic plan will work. Our girl is so flustered she just bolts, screaming about mushrooms. She can't believe the NSFW thoughts running through MS Xiao's brain. She glances back, her face as red as a tomato. But she runs right into Yunhan, who does not look pleased. Yuan Bao tries to cover, but Yunhan is immediately suspicious. She glares at MS Xiao, demanding to know what she's been telling our girl. MS Xiao plays it cool, saying she was just sharing life experiences. Then she leans in and whispers that our girl is a total natural at being naughty. She winks at a stunned Yunhan, telling her she'll be thanking her later. Later that night, there's a knock on the doors. It's MS Xiao, and she's come bearing gifts. She presents a bottle of her special family brew to help our girl get to home base. She gives a little TCH and reminds Yuan Bao to follow the plan. Our girl is left a blushing, sputtering mess, holding the bottle of liquid courage. She takes a nervous gulp, staring at Yunhan's door. Stealing her nerves, she decides to go all in and chugs the entire bottle. Yunhan walks in to find our girl looking completely flushed and waiting for her on the bed. She asks what on earth she drank, holding up an empty bottle. Our girl giggles, pulling her closer and insisting it's not alcohol. Yunhan is not convinced. She blames it all on MS Xiao's strong liquor, clinging to Yunhan for help. But instead of sleeping, she yanks Yunhan down onto the bed. In a chaotic flip, our girl pins Yunhan down, looking absolutely determined. She's panting, her face a blushing mess as the tension skyrockets. Yunhan gives her one last out, asking if she'll regret being with someone so wrong. But our girl makes a bold confession. She doesn't care, she'll never change. She wants to be with her forever, for 100 years and more. That's all Yunhan needed to hear. She whispers that all chances to escape are now gone. With a forceful grip, she completely takes control of the situation. She flips them over, now looming over our girl. From this moment onward, you're mine. And she seals the deal with a passionate kiss. Things get heated as clothes start rustling. The night gets a whole lot spicier. Our girl is completely overwhelmed by the intensity. The next morning, a certain redhead MS Xiao is relaxing outside when her phone rings. She looks completely flustered just answering it. Her caller is being incredibly smooth, asking if she misses her already. MS Xiao tries to talk business, but the woman on the other end has other plans. The caller teases her and MS Xiao fires back, threatening to find another pretty girl. But her lover just smirks and says, "Do it, I dare you," the absolute confidence. Fired up, MS Xiao declares she's gonna do it right now and won't be stopped. And the caller just hangs up on her mid-rant, the audacity. MS Xiao fumes, but a voice right behind her says, "I can do that too." She's been caught. Our girl is absolutely fuming, calling someone a piece of turd as she slams her phone down. But the person on the other end, a cool and collected blonde, has already hung up. Realizing who she just insulted, our heroine starts panicking. She desperately tries to run, but it's too late. The blonde woman grabs her, looking completely unbothered. Our girl does the only logical thing. She starts screaming for the police at the top of her lungs. The woman just smiles and apologizes to the onlookers for the scene. While dragging our girl away, she asks if she's seen herself in a mirror this morning. Our heroine demands to know why this elite businesswoman is bullying a poor girl from the entertainment industry. The woman, Madame Feng, raises an eyebrow. She's here on official business, not to bully some country girl. She gets way too close for comfort, warning our girl to control herself. Then she smoothly mentions she brought people to help with the accounts. Meanwhile, a door creaks open and a sleepy, pink-haired girl emerges. She stretches, completely exhausted from her nap. She looks out and is shocked to see our girl with the intimidating blonde. The staff are already gossiping, calling the woman a big shot and a savior. Our heroine is still fuming, remembering being called a piece of turd. Madame Feng ignores her and sweetly introduces herself to the pink-haired girl as Yunhan's friend. The girl Yuan Bao is immediately won over, taking her hand and saying they're friends now too. Yuanbao gets excited over a gift while our poor girl is forced to be the delivery mule. This woman is terrifying, literally leading her by the nose. Feng Yan then offers to cook for Yuanbao, who is completely charmed. Our girl watches them walk away, feeling utterly betrayed. I thought we were comrades. The scene shifts to Yunhan, who seems to be waking up. She's dreaming of a very passionate moment with Yuanbao. Back in reality, Yuanbao bursts in, showing off the gift Feng gave her. Yunhan is surprised Feng Yan is already here and shyly looks away. Yuanbao leans in close, asking why she's avoiding her gaze. Before Yunhan can answer, Yuanbao plants a sweet kiss on her cheek. Don't get too shy, she teases. That won't be the last time, you'll have to get used to it. Our girl is all flustered, trying to escape the morning after cuddles. But Yuanbao isn't letting her go just yet. She leans in close, asking if her performance was good enough. With a devilish smile, Yuanbao says she's ready to double the effort. And then she launches herself at our poor heroine for round 2. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Feng is watching them on a monitor, absolutely fuming. She demands to know what the redhead XiaoFengyu did. XiaoFengyu plays innocent, claiming she was just giving them a little helping hand. Feng slams her drink down completely over this situation. She savagely asks why XiaoFengyu doesn't help her since she's struggling too. XiaoFengyu is left completely speechless by the sheer audacity. Just then, our two lovebirds emerge from the room, looking very satisfied. They walk right into a very tense staring contest. XiaoFengyu immediately starts grilling our girl for calling Feng over. But Yunhan just plays it cool, talking about company business. Then she invites Feng to stay for a few days, a total power move. Feng accepts and XiaoFengyu is visibly panicking at the thought. The smug look on Feng's face says it all, this is going to be fun. Later that night, Yuanbao senses something is wrong. She asks our girl why she was so on edge around Feng all day. She wonders if it's fear born from love, asking if Yunhan is scared of her. To her surprise, Yunhan says of course. She explains she's scared of Yuanbao getting sick or being sad. Our girl is so touched she starts tearing up. She thanks Yuanbao for always being there for her. Yuanbao promises to become stronger so our girl can always rely on her. But their sweet moment is shattered by an obnoxious knock. It's XiaoFengyu teasing them for being jealous and leaving the door open. She scolds them for dawdling, saying the stars will disappear soon. The girls gather under the stars, making wishes for the future. Our girl is having a full-blown existential crisis, but her friend is not having it. Meanwhile, the other two are busy taking cute selfies, completely unbothered. This, of course, makes our girl even more jealous. The blonde woman Feng just smirks, enjoying the chaos. Suddenly, she grabs our heroine's arm, pulling her in close. And then she just plants one on her, the absolute audacity. Our girl is beet red, completely stunned. Feng tells her to kiss back if she's mad. The others are shook, she's an evil fox, they scream. Feng then decides it's time to talk some serious business. And by business, she means their relationship, calling our girl out for avoiding her. The friends try to step in, but Feng shuts them down immediately. One friend calls her a heartless woman, but it doesn't even faze her. Our poor girl is trapped and screaming for help on the inside. As the drama unfolds, the other couple shares a sweet moment. They make a wish to be together forever, so pure and precious. And in that moment, she realizes, this is what it feels like to love someone. She stares at her girlfriend with so much adoration. A flood of happy memories passes by from spring to winter. Then the scene shifts to a cold, snowy day as a cough echoes. Snow falls from the roof as the coughing continues. Back in the present, her mother is unwell, but she brushes off their concerns. They all urge her to see a doctor, but the stubborn woman refuses. But her daughter's girlfriend has a secret weapon. I'll tell Mr. Wang, she says sweetly. That's all it takes. The mom immediately panics and agrees to go to the hospital. Our girl and her crew arrives, looking like they're ready to take over the world. But their grand entrance is interrupted by a familiar and very unwelcome face. Her friend is immediately suspicious, asking how he knew they'd be at the airport. He plays the concerned father card, but no one is buying his "I was just worried" act. Her mother isn't having any of it, accusing him of being worried about her supposed new boyfriend's money. The deadbeat dad then goes on a tirade, calling his own daughter worthless. He claims she's being fooled by some poor farmer, but our girl has had enough. Mom unleashes her fury, reminding him he was a broke nobody when she met him. Her friends try to de-escalate, but our girl lays down the law. You're divorced, you have no say. She coldly tells him she's not there for money and to just stop talking. But the stress is too much and her mother suddenly collapses. Next thing we know, they are at the hospital. The redhead friend, Miss Zio, is on the phone handling business like a boss. She tells her other friend to stay put, assuring her she's got this under control. But the friend on the other end panics, screaming, "Don't come over." She quickly invents a lie about transferring hospitals, but it's not convincing. Miss Zio hangs up, a troubled look on her face. The truth is revealed. Our poor heroine has completely broken down on the stairs. Her friend gently comforts her, reminding her it's time for her checkup. We flash back 20 minutes earlier to the doctor's office delivering the worst possible news. It's stage 4 liver cancer, and if they'd caught it 6 months ago, things might be different. Our girl desperately asks if there's a cure. She immediately starts blaming herself, calling herself a jinx, but her friend shuts that down fast. The doctor says there's a small chance with a liver transplant. A tiny spark of hope appears, but it's immediately extinguished when the doctor mentions her mom's rare blood type. Finding a match in time is nearly impossible. But then our girl grabs the doctor's arm. She has the same rare blood type. She can be the donor. The doctor is stunned. There's still hope. She orders a checkup immediately. Our girl is back and she's debriefing her friend on her return. She tried arguing with the admin office, but they wouldn't budge. Turns out she came back 6 months early because Yunhan's mom is sick. Her friend calls her out for basically being a genius and making her feel bad. Our poor girl lets out a frustrated sigh. She decides to just deal with the school stuff later. It's time to meet her girl, Yunhan. Meanwhile, Yunhan is in a car looking absolutely drained. She's just gotten some heavy news from the doctor about an upcoming surgery. The doctor warns her that it will permanently affect her body. Suddenly, a wild Yunbao appears at her window, being a total goofball. "Am I cute?" she asks, and Yunhan gives a weak, tired nod. Yunbao hops right into the car and pulls her into a massive hug. They are being disgustingly cute and cheesy, and we are living for it. Yunhan offers to get her some food. And of course, our girl wants hot pot. As they get settled, Yunbao asks the million-dollar question, "How's your mom?" Yunhan spins a lie about her mom going overseas on a whim. Yunbao, bless her heart, believes every single word of it. Yunhan gives her some meat, trying to change the subject. She tells Yunbao she's too skinny and needs to eat more. Oh, the irony. She then asks Yunbao to go for a walk with her later. Our girl swoons, saying she'd go anywhere as long as it's with her. But even in her love-struck haze, she can tell something is wrong. Yunhan is being way too clingy and nice, and it's setting off alarm bells. Yunbao grabs her hand, her expression turning serious. "Look me in the eyes," she demands. Did something happen? Our girl Yunhan tries to brush it off, claiming she just ate too much. But her bestie Yunbao isn't buying it, demanding to know why she's avoiding her gaze. Yunhan hesitates, but is saved by a conveniently timed phone notification. She quickly grabs her phone, inventing a work call to escape the conversation. After a quick hushed conversation, she promises to come over immediately. She tells Yunbao there's an urgent meeting and makes a run for it. Yunbao's gut tells her something is seriously, definitely wrong with this picture. She tries to call back, but the number is suddenly unavailable. Red flag. Her friend has vanished, and the next scene cuts straight to a hospital. Inside, Yunhan's mom is lying in bed, telling some man to get the heck out. He tries to get closer, pleading to take care of her, but Yunhan bursts in. She furiously demands to know who let her deadbeat dad into the room. He offers to help, but she responds by kicking the apple right out of his hand. Savage. Her mom backs her up, screaming that she doesn't want to see or hear him ever again. The man is left utterly shocked as his sad little apple hearts roll away. Our girl tells her father they need to talk and drags him outside. She tells him in no uncertain terms to stay away from them forever. Then she shoves money at him, a full refund for his investment and his role as a father. She turns and walks away, leaving him to whisper a pathetic, too-late apology. With the trash taken out, she re-enters her mom's room. She gently takes her mother's hand, assuring her he's gone for good. But her mom hits her with another emotional blow. She doesn't want her liver donation. She tells Yunhan that she still has Yunbao and shouldn't ruin her own life. Mom insists her lover will be better off without her, but Yunhan's face is pure determination. Meanwhile, a very worried Yunbao is pacing outside Yunhan's apartment building. She's about to lose her mind when she suddenly freezes. Because across the street, she sees Yunhan talking to another man. And this man is gently, intimately tucking her hair behind her ear. Yunbao is left completely stunned, phone still in hand. Our girl gives a polite, fake wave, but her mind is racing with suspicion. But Yunbao sees right through the act and is absolutely fuming. She confronts Yunhan, her heart aching with every word. "Why do you always do this? Why do you push me away?" she pleads. She demands to know what's going on, her patience completely gone. But Yunhan just shoves her hand away, her face a mask of stone. Yunbao finally explodes. "Do you even know what love is?" Yunhan just stands there, clenching her fist in silent agony. The accusations fly, with Yunbao convinced this is all a show to get rid of her. "Fine, you want me to leave?" she screams, ripping off the jacket Yunhan gave her. As she storms off, Yunhan finally crumbles. She picks up the discarded jacket, her body shaking with sobs. "Am I even important to you?" she thinks, completely broken. Meanwhile, Yunbao is also a wreck, feeling like a discarded toy. She curls up, wondering why the woman she loves is suddenly so cold. But through the pain, a realization hits. This is all way too weird. Yunhan's mom's sudden trip abroad. Something's not right. Time to play detective. She dials the mom, ready to uncover the scheme. The mom picks up, claiming she's feeling much better now. She even weaves a lazy lie about strolling through a park in Melbourne. Yunbao hangs up. She knows that was a complete load of crap. This whole situation is fishy, and she's going to get to the bottom of it. Next stop, she corners one of their friends, who immediately plays dumb. Big mistake. Our girl came prepared for this, pulling out a literal sword. The friend absolutely loses it, screaming that this is a lawful society, but Yunbao is done playing nice. She's in full chaotic mode. The woman begs her to stop, admitting she knows something but can't say. Just then, a new challenger enters the room, completely unfazed. She just calmly admires the blade. That's a very cold sword, she notes. Our poor girl knows this love is a beautiful poison, and to her, Yunhan is the most intoxicating poppy of all. In a fever dream, she relives every kiss and every touch. She desperately clings to the memory of Yunhan's skin against hers. She wants to engrave this feeling onto her very soul. But even here, Yunhan pushes her away, asking why she's hurting herself like this. You clearly love me so much, she whispers through her tears. She wakes up sobbing into her hands. She can't do this anymore. Yunhan is a dream she can never catch. It's time to say goodbye. She waits, hoping Yunhan will stop her from leaving. But with a final, heartbreaking look, she walks out the door. Suitcase in hand, our girl is finally gone. In the aftermath, Yunhan is back to being the ice queen of the office. She buries herself in work, a perfect mask of cold indifference. Elsewhere, the meddling begins. A fiery redhead confronts Yunhan's sister, Ms. Xiao. This is Yun Bao's protective older sister, and she is not happy. She demands to know why our girl has been crying her eyes out. Then she drops a bomb. Yun Bao knows about Yunhan's mother's cancer. She warns Ms. Xiao that her sister doesn't give up that easily. And with that chaotic warning, she's gone, leaving Ms. Xiao stunned. The redhead is fuming. Why does no one ever take her seriously? Ugh, dating is such a pain. Later, Ms. Xiao calls our girl Yun Bao for lunch. She pulls up to the school gate with a screech. The two sisters catch up casually. But then Ms. Xiao mentions seeing Yunhan, adding that she's put on some weight. Oh, the scheming has begun. Her friend dismisses the trouble, saying all this running around is nothing. But she's curious about the plan. Why say goodbye and not farewell? Our girl vents that if her lover's heart wasn't made of ice, she would have gotten frostbite ages ago. Her sister gently asks if she's considered that maybe she just wants to be left alone. But our heroine is stubborn. She made a promise to protect her forever, even if it's just as a friend. Her sister supports her but then drops a casual question. Did Yunhan really gain weight? And that's when the bomb drops. Yunhan's mother has liver cancer. The weight gain was a deliberate act to push our girl away. The realization hits her like a truck. There was a reason behind it all. Her sister asks if there's a chance Yunhan wants to be the donor. And our girl shoots out of her seat in a panic. She needs to get to the bottom of this now. As if on cue, a storm rages outside, mirroring the chaos in her heart. Meanwhile, Yunhan stands alone in the downpour cemetery. She's speaking to a gravestone, asking if her sister feels lonely. She whispers that they've always had her in their hearts. Then she says something horrifying, maybe we'll join you in 2 days' time. Tears mix with the rain as she admits she doesn't want to leave her. A flashback to a happier time, a promise to always be there for each other. But in the present, all that's left is despair. I lost her, she cries. She collapses, utterly broken by the weight of her grief and secrets. Elsewhere, Yunhan's mother is in the hospital. Her surgery is scheduled for 2 days from now. She tells her friend that our girl cold, and she suspects she knows something is wrong. The friend doesn't get it. Why is Yunhan keeping the fact that she's the liver donor a secret? Her mother just sighs, calling her a silly child. Suddenly, the door bursts open. It's Yunhan, soaked to the bone from the storm. She looks absolutely exhausted but forces a weak smile, saying she can't get sick now. Her friend rushes over with a towel, thanking her for taking care of her mom. Yunhan goes to her mother's bedside, her voice cracking as she apologizes. Her mother breaks down, feeling like she's only ever dragged her daughter down. They finally embrace, a moment of truth and tears before the storm to come. Yunbao tracks down Xiaoyu right outside the hospital. She begs her to deliver this soup to their friend Yunhan. Xiaoyu refuses, saying Yunhan would never believe she made it. But Yunbao can't go in, knowing she'll lose her temper. She quickly mentions the surgery is in 2 days and then bolts. Her hand trembles, clenching her phone in pure distress. Defeated, Xiaoyu sighs, taking on the burden for her friend. She thinks to herself that Yunhan is so lucky to have someone like Yunbao. She arrives at our heroine's door, explaining the situation. Our girl Fengyu immediately panics. Does she know the truth? Xiaoyu just tells her to take care of herself because Yunbao still needs her. Alone again, Fengyu quietly opens the container. She pours the steaming soup into a bowl. It's her favorite, a taste of a friendship she thought was long dead. The kindness is too much, and she breaks down completely. She clutches her plushie, hoping this means Yunbao doesn't hate her. That's when she notices a hidden pouch she's never seen before. Curious, she pulls out what looks like a letter. She opens the old envelope. It's a letter from her past self. It's full of questions her younger self had for the future. The weight of her broken dreams comes crashing down. She remembers Yunbao helping her write it, both of them so full of hope. Tears of regret stream down her face. It's all my fault, she thinks. Clutching the pig, she makes a silent vow. Yunbao, wait for me. It's been 8 grueling hours since the surgery started. Our girl sits alone in the hallway, her heart a tangled mess of fear and pain. She can only mumble prayers, completely lost in her anxiety. Her friend Xiaoyu watches with a heavy heart, praying for Yunhan to make it out alive. She offers Yunbao a glass of water, trying to offer some small comfort. But our poor heroine is too far gone, jumping out of her skin in terror. She admits she can't control her emotions, willing to sacrifice her own life for Yunhan's. Just then, the operating room light clicks off. They are out. The two women rush towards the door, desperate for news. But before they can ask, Yunbao witnesses another family's tragedy and lets out a gut-wrenching scream. The surgeon tries to offer some grim words of wisdom, but Yunbao cuts right to the chase. What happened to Yunhan? She demands, her voice trembling with panic. As XiaoFengyu holds her back, the doctor finally delivers the news. Yunhan is fine. She had a close call, but she's a fighter. The relief is so overwhelming, Yunbao nearly collapses on the spot. She's completely drained, leaning on her friend for support. XiaoFengyu insists they get food, knowing Yunbao needs strength to care for Yunhan. An hour and a half later, Yunhan is finally wheeled out. Yunbao rushes to her side, whispering her name to the unconscious woman. A nurse warns her to keep her distance to avoid infection. She says Yunhan was thinking of Yunbao right before, which gave her the strength to pull through. Left alone, our girl watches over her precious Yunhan, tears in her eyes. Seeing her so fragile and hooked up to machines is agony. Her friends arrive, finding her in a state of quiet despair. She quickly wipes her tears, trying to stay strong for everyone. Her sister brought soup, telling her she can't do this alone. Yunbao breaks down, confessing she can't leave her side, that it's a masochistic kind of love. Her sister just holds her, reminding her that a love worth a lifetime is full of challenges. Our girl arrives at the hospital, calling out to her beloved Yunhan. She's exhausted and emotional after the long surgery. Fighting back tears, she promises to smile just for her. She whispers all their dreams for the future. They would raise little piggies in the countryside and grow old together, holding hands until the very end. She desperately begs Yunhan not to leave her alone. Suddenly, she feels a slight movement in Yunhan's hand. Yunhan is awake. She immediately starts teasing our girl for being so noisy. She jokes that she got sick of dreaming and decided to wake up, grabbing our girl's hand. Our poor heroine completely breaks down, sobbing with pure relief. Two spectators watch the K-drama unfold, with Miss Xiao crying hysterically. The doctor smiles, thinking about how much Yunbao has grown. Some time passes and Yunhan is finally moved out of the ICU. Miss Xiao immediately fires the hired help, deciding to be the sole caretaker. Yunbao checks on Yunhan, telling her the recovery is going perfectly. She gently suggests Yunhan can leave the hospital soon. Yunhan is shocked at the thought of returning to school so quickly. Yunbao carefully wipes her hand, telling her to take care of herself. But Yunhan's response is a cold and simple okay. Just then, Miss Xiao and the doctor burst in, teasing Yunbao. Yunbao snaps, revealing that she and Yunhan have broken up. The news is a bombshell. The doctor looks surprisingly hopeful. Miss Xiao calls her out, realizing the doctor has a crush on Yunhan. They both demand to know if the breakup is real. Yunhan calmly confirms it. They broke up right before the surgery. Our girl is seething while the doctor sees her golden opportunity. Miss Xiao absolutely loses her mind over this chaotic revelation. The doctor shamelessly declares she's interested in Yunbao now that he's single. She leads our very confused heroine, Sophia, down the hall for a little chat. Sophia tries to shut it down, but the doctor claims she's dead serious. She then gushes that Yunbao is the prettiest girl she's ever met. Wait, what? The doctor gets way too close, telling Sophia not to give up on her relationship. But just as she tries to push her away, the door opens to an unwelcome guest. It's her ex, and she looks absolutely furious at the scene before her. Our girl tries to explain, but the doctor decides to stir the pot instead. The doctor is clearly enjoying the chaos she's created. What a menace. The ex, Miss Xiao, lays into our girl for flirting while her friend is in the hospital. The doctor just shrugs, claiming she's not interested, and dips out. Savage. She leaves our poor Sophia to deal with the wrath of a very jealous ex. Miss Xiao corners her, her eyes practically glowing with intensity. It's time to talk. And by talk, she means violently shoving our girl onto the nearest couch. She towers over her, a predator who's finally caught her prey. She reminds Sophia that her 1-month grace period is officially over. Our girl is completely flustered, trying to remind her they are in a public hospital. But Miss Xiao doesn't care. She whispers that Sophia has been bad and needs to be punished. She leans in close, her touch sending shivers down our heroine's spine. Sophia begs her to stop, but her body is clearly betraying her. And things get heated. The air is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Miss Xiao pulls back, casually admitting she might have gone a little too far. She yanks our girl up, her grip firm and possessive. She warns her that if she ever finds another woman, things will get even worse. With one last savage command, she tells her to wipe the marks off her neck. And just like that, she's gone, leaving our girl a trembling mess. Sophia is left completely mortified and overwhelmed by the encounter. She frantically tries to clean herself up, but the evidence is everywhere. The dream begins in a cold, sterile room. A lifeless hand falls as blood stains the floor. Our girl sees her friend gone. She collapses in the dream, screaming her name. It was all a horrible nightmare. She wakes up in a cold sweat. Her sister rushes to her side, checking her forehead. The fever is finally gone. The maid brings water, telling her to eat before taking her medicine. Turns out our girl had a crazy high fever and her friends had to bring her home from school. Her friend Soo-kin is so over the drama, she tells her to just break up with him already. Then she announces their chaotic classmate Soo-min is on her way over. Soo-kin immediately starts flirting with the sister, pulling her into a corner. The sister gets flustered and makes a run for it, using the porridge as an excuse. The door bursts open. It's the human tornado Soo-min here to save the day. She gives our girl a bone-crushing hug, saying she looks worse than a stray puppy. Yunhan struggles, saying her whole body hurts. Soo-min strikes a pose, showing off the new outfit she bought just to cheer her up. What a queen. At the dinner table, Soo-min makes a proposal. She's borrowing Yunhan for the night. The plan is to take her to a party to lift her spirits. Our girl is not having it, but Soo-min insists, telling her she can just sit there and enjoy the music. Everyone gangs up on her, saying a night out will do her good. Her sister even tells Soo-min to find her a new man, the absolute betrayal. Our poor girl is horrified and begs them to just let her eat her porridge in peace. But it's too late. Operation Distraction is a go and they've arrived at a music bar. Soo-min immediately whips out her phone for a selfie. Our girl forces a smile for the camera, trying her best to look happy. And snap, the picture is taken and they look adorable. Soo-min wastes no time, posting it online with a chaotic caption. This is going to stir up some trouble. Miss Yu's friend shows up to the party with a new girl in tow. But they're immediately greeted by the resident mean girl, Kwan Kwan. The new girl, Min Min, looks completely out of her depths. Miss Yu asks her friend if she invited all these people. But the attention is all on Kwan Kwan, who's clearly here to start trouble. She wastes no time, throwing some serious shade at Miss Yu. Then she asks where Miss Yu's ex, Luoyan, is. The nerve. Miss Yu pulls her friend away from the brewing storm. Her friend whispers the hot goss. Miss Yu and Luoyan broke up. She lectures Miss Yu, saying she's changed too much and is starting to act just like her ex. She pours Min Min a drink, telling Miss Yu not to lose herself over some girl. She hands over a non-alcoholic drink, acting like a good friend. But it's a trap, she smirks, saying her social media post should have been seen by now. The bait has been laid. Cut to our poor Luoyan, looking miserable in a hospital bed. She was just looking at a photo of Miss Yu when her friends burst in. One of them immediately starts scolding her for moping. Her other friend drops a bombshell. She just saw Miss Yu, who apparently broke up with Luoyan over dating rumors. Luoyan gets up to get in Roman 4 and her friend insists on going with her. Elsewhere, another woman, Miss He, is also sick and on her phone. They tell Luoyan to lie down and rest instead of staring at her phone. Luoyan just apologizes for not visiting Miss He sooner. Suddenly, her phone buzzes and she snatches it, desperate. Her face falls. It's not Miss Yu, just some dude named Yunhan. She answers coldly, confirming she and Miss Yu are over. Her friend can't stand it, telling her to just go find Miss Yu if she misses her this much. But Luoyan just stares out at the rain, blaming only herself. Her friend asks what happened, but Miss Yu can't bring herself to explain the whole mess. She cries, wondering why she's so miserable when she should be congratulating the one she loves. Her friend comforts her, saying no one is obligated to wait for you forever. Those words echo in our girl's mind as she wanders the hospital halls, fearing a tragic end. Just then she gets a call and hesitantly answers. It's her friend Yunhan, who immediately starts yelling at her for being so stubborn. Overwhelmed, our girl hangs up and collapses, begging Yunbao not to leave her. Finally, the day of her discharge arrives. Her fiery redhead friend XiaoFengyu picks her up and they ride together in the car. Suddenly, the driver slams on the brakes, sending XiaoFengyu flying forward. Our girl rushes to help but notices the weird book her friend was reading. Top no one, she asks, completely confused. Our heroine can't resist her curiosity and snatches the book away. Turns out it's a book of top-tier pickup lines and XiaoFengyu is absolutely mortified. Our girl gives it back, teasing that she'll be single forever if she keeps reading such cold material. They arrive at the company building. XiaoFengyu gets out, reminding our girl to eat properly and take care of herself. As soon as she steps out, she's greeted by her colleagues. From the car, our girl watches a blonde woman get a little too close to her friend. XiaoFengyu is not having it, muttering that the woman is basically stalking her. Her new male secretary and the blonde walk her into the building. But XiaoFengyu suddenly turns back, asking our girl who looks more reliable, her or the male secretary. Before our heroine can even answer, her jealous friend storms off in a huff. The director is absolutely losing it on our girl, Xiao She's just not giving enough sizzle for the camera. Even her co-star says she looks at him like a little brother with zero desire. Suddenly, a fiery redhead in a killer outfit arrives on set. She immediately starts spilling the tea, telling our girl to just flirt with the male lead like she normally does. Our girl is not having it, but the redhead just laughs it off, totally unbothered. She then smoothly handles the male lead's questions about Miss He. The director calls for one last try, but now everyone's nervous. Apparently, the legendary Miss He is on her way to the set. The male lead explains she's a super strict professional who never even smiles while acting. And speak of the devil, the imposing Miss He arrives. The male lead literally gasps in shock as the two powerhouses chat. Our girl just warns him not to embarrass her, the poor thing. The two women review the script as our heroine looks on, sweating bullets. The director finally yells action. Petals fly as our girl, draped in a simple red sheet, absolutely nails the shot. She looks like a goddess, even the stoic Missy is impressed. But in a moment of chaotic genius, our girl stays in character, turning to the women instead of her co-star. Missy is amused, asking if she's trying to pull a stunt mid-filming. But before our girl can answer, Missy grabs her shoulder. The director goes nuclear, dragging our poor heroine away for a scolding. Later, the redhead asks Missy what she thinks, and Missy drops a bomb. I'll wait for her in her room. The redhead's mind immediately goes to the gutter, imagining a scandalous scene. But it turns out Missy just wants to go over the script, so disappointing. Missy then gives the redhead some very pointed advice about an apology and a recent surgery. The redhead notes that Miss Feng has been way too nice to Missy lately. And with one terrifying glare, Missy reminds her exactly who is in charge. Our girl lets herself into the hotel room with her keycard. But she immediately stops, hearing splashing from the bathroom. A voice calls out asking if Yuan Bao is back. Who the heck is that? She peeks in to see a mysterious white-haired person taking a shower. He tells her to lie down if she's tired. Wrong person, buddy. Just then another girl skips in, cheerfully calling out, hello, darling. The newcomer Ling freezes in shock, busted. She demands to know what our girl is doing here, the audacity. And the plot thickens, the shower guy comes out asking for buns. All three of them are just standing there in a triangle of pure confusion. The guy says someone named Zixi is waiting and calls her my little bunny. Our poor heroine has had enough of this chaotic mess and decides to dip. But Ling stops her, saying she has a question. Oh, this should be good. She gets right in her face, asking if she thought she was here to fool around. Ling looks genuinely hurt by the assumptions, the drama queen. Our girl, feeling guilty, immediately apologizes. Ling is taken aback. She admits her mind has been a mess lately and she jumped to conclusions. Ling immediately starts the waterworks, clutching her heart. It hurts here. Overwhelmed with guilt, our girl pulls her into a hug, confessing everything. Ling wails dramatically, admitting she was ready to punish her for the jealousy. Our heroine confesses she pushed her away out of fear of getting hurt. She gives her a soft kiss on the cheek, trying to calm the storm. But Ling isn't having it. A hug doesn't mean I forgive you, she says, totally flustered. She pouts, declaring she'll stay mad a little longer, so petty. Ling blushes and lays down the law. This time you have to chase me. XiaoFengYu looks dead serious. She's about to drop some wisdom. Our girl is confused. Fengyu says she'll teach her the art of seduction. She calls our girl shameless for falling for her so quickly, but she's only like this with her. Fengyu gently caresses her cheek, asking her to swear she means it. She knows our poor heroine has trust issues from being lied to before, so she promises to use her entire life to prove her love. Our girl immediately agrees. And with that, they share a passionate, flower-filled kiss. Our girl takes the lead, ready to teach Fengyu a thing or two herself. The mood gets incredibly steamy real fast. Things escalate as the lesson in love continues. And let's just say the lesson was very thorough. Meanwhile, elsewhere, someone is frantically looking for Zixi. Her assistant calls, saying she was told Zixi was downstairs waiting. But the woman on the other end is in Brooklyn getting her glam on. A classic mix-up. Back with Fengyu, she's actually Googling how to chase girls. This is chaotic. She scrolls through the results, completely unimpressed. These answers are boring. Suddenly, a brilliant 100% success rate idea pops into her head. She storms out of her office on a mission, just as another drama unfolds. A furious redhead slams her hands on the desk, demanding to know who Lily is. The other woman coldly replies it's just a new artist she might befriend. Oh, she is not having it. She accuses her of blackmail and trying to control her. The blonde hits back with a savage question, leaving her speechless. Fine, then we're over. She coldly dumps her on the spot. She twists the knife, saying she has a meeting and to go have fun with your girls. And just like that, she walks away without a second glance. Fengyu arrives just in time to see the redhead crumble to the floor in tears. Well, it looks like asking her for love advice is officially off the table. A few days later, our girl Yunhan is happily skipping to her car. But her good mood is ruined by this rando Yun Bao. He whines that he came all this way just for her. He wants to watch their MV to improve their acting. She's totally not buying it. But speak of the devil, her actual girlfriend shows up looking absolutely lethal. Yunhan's imagination runs wild, picturing a dramatic slap scene. She's just annoyed by this guy. She tries to shove him away, but his gift of chocolates goes flying. It clatters pathetically onto the pavement, right at her girlfriend's feet. And in a total power move, she crushes the heart-shaped box. Our girl is petrified. Meanwhile, Captain Oblivious whips out a bouquet of roses. Surprise. He starts reciting some cringe knight in shining armor script. She is so done. He gives her a wink, thinking he's so smooth. She screams a tiny no. Thankfully, his phone rings. It's the director, saved by the bell. But wait, the news is chaotic. The MV was destroyed for being too explicit. He tells our girl he has to rush back to the company immediately. As he runs off, she's just baffled. That was the most random encounter ever. She finally turns to her girlfriend, who looks like she's about to commit a felony. The air gets icy, our girl can literally smell the jealousy wafting off her. She quickly explains that she only likes gifts from her, Awa. The response is a cold, simple ode. Our poor heroine is spiraling. She tries to compliment the pot ofs, leaves, her girlfriend is amused by her panic. She asks our girl on a date, but Yunhan gets flustered and says it's not a good day. Oh, you're saying we lack atmosphere? She pushes a button in the car with a smirk. The destroyed MV pops up on the screen. Turns out someone pulled some strings. The woman is absolutely savage, laying down the law from her driver's seat. She says their acting was just terrible and that's the real tea. A poor girl is completely confused and hops in the car. But the cool beauty just tells her to come over here. Suddenly she leans right in and our girl is completely baffled. She's blushing so hard she might actually combust. What is going on? The woman pulls back just to give her a pro tip. You're supposed to close your eyes. Our girl's heart is about to explode. This feels like cheating. But she melts into the kiss anyway. The woman whispers that she thought our girl might like her being straightforward. Yunhan is a blushing, gasping mess. Her mind is absolutely fried. Her tiny chibai form is equally shook. She admits she practiced kissing on a stolen balloon, adorable but chaotic. Now there's a video playing on the dash and she is not having it. It just shows how sour she was being. She has to do a good job or she's doomed. The woman says she'll watch it every day, then cheekily says to just delete it. But as our girl reaches for the screen, a hand grabs hers. Don't even try it while I'm not looking, she says with a smirk. Our girl is flustered. You're touching my hand on day one, I'm not that easy. The woman just raises an eyebrow. That kiss was pretty easy. Oof, the burn. That's it, our girl declares that from now on, she's officially the one chasing. The cool beauty just calls it nothing special. But our heroine doesn't care one bit, she likes it. Full of new confidence, she points ahead and yells, let's go. Our girl dreamed of a perfect first movie date. A night full of romantic firsts together. She pictured them cuddling and watching a sweet romance film. But reality had other, more chaotic plans. Her date wants to watch a zombie movie. Our girl is absolutely baffled. Her friend calls her out, saying this is exactly why she's single, the savagery. She even fakes crying to get her way. What a drama queen. But our girl sees right through the act. The romance poster is right there. Realizing she's been caught, our heroine caves and picks the romance movie instead. Her date is thrilled and immediately buys the tickets for the best seats. Our girl smiles, feeling like she finally made the right choice for their date. Inside, her friend points out all the couples around them. Then she gets spicy, demanding a kiss for an answer. Our girl is not having it. The blonde pouts, calling our heroine soul ancient. And our girl is just like, do you think I'm ancient? The blonde freaks out, she can read minds. On screen, a couple gets cozy because the girl is cold. The guy smoothly makes his move. Our girl gets an idea. She grabs the popcorn, claiming it's chili, a classic. Her date is completely flustered by the sudden hand-holding. She's blushing and totally swooning over the move. After the movie, they head back to the cars. Our girl offers to drive her back to school. In the car, the blonde can't stop giggling to herself. Our heroine is confused. The movie wasn't a comedy. She admits she was too busy imagining her own romantic scenarios to watch the film. Our girl tries to lecture her, but her date claps back. You held my hand, how could I possibly focus? She then demands a goodbye kiss, getting super close. Our girl gives her a quick peck on the cheek. But that's not nearly enough for this greedy girl, she wants more. Our heroine just smirks, calling it deferred gratification to build excitement for their next date. She's a master of the game. The girls are just chilling when our girl's friend notices she seems a little off. Turns out, the company's newest pretty boy is about to confess his love on a live stream. Naturally, they have to project it on the big screen for maximum drama. The live chat is going wild, but then a very spicy text message pops up on screen. Our girl gets mercilessly teased about her late-night research plans. Her friends are way too invested in her love life. Meanwhile, on the stream, the boy announces his goddess has arrived. Everyone thinks it's just some cute puppy love confession. But suddenly, one of our girl's friends gets a dark look and stands up to leave. Her friends are totally confused by her sudden mood change. And then they see who the boy is confessing to. They are absolutely shook. It's Yuanbao, the girl who just texted their friend, this is chaotic. Hefei tries to confess, but she brutally shuts him down, cold as ice. She just walks away, leaving him completely humiliated on a live broadcast. Later, the homewrecker is just vibing in her room, not a care in the world. But then her phone starts ringing. It's Yunhan busted. Yunhan is outside and she does not sound happy. Yuanbao runs out immediately, all smiles and excitement. She glomps Yunhan but gets pushed away. Did you see the live stream? She asks smugly. But then she gets close, sniffing the air dramatically. I smell something sour, she teases, someone's jealous. To smooth things over, she pulls out a gift she brought back for Yunhan. She opens the box and her face instantly freezes in horror. She starts stammering, trying to explain it was a total accident. But it's too late. Yunhan pulls out a green hat, a symbol of being cheated on. Oof. Our poor heroine is having a complete meltdown. She tries to play it cool, saying she accidentally grabbed the wrong gift. But her rival just puts on the silly frog hat, finding it refreshing. Suddenly, Yunhan's whole demeanor changes. She grabs our girl, declaring, "You are mine." She pulls her into a tight embrace, demanding a confident answer. The look in her eyes is absolutely chaotic. And then she just straight up bites her. Our girl is completely stunned, her brain short-circuiting. Yunhan then casually steals the frog hat for herself, and our heroine can only watch her walk away, totally swooning. The next day, a certain red-headed executive is relaxing at home. Her phone buzzes and she sees a rather interesting delivery. She looks at her phone, wondering what righteous path Executive Feng is on today. Suddenly, she gets a furious call. Why did she send a green hat? She's completely baffled, denying she sent anything at all. But the woman on the other end recognizes the handwriting on the card. The redhead absolutely loses it, screaming that XiaoFengYu shipped the hat. She demands an in-person explanation for this whole disaster. The green hat has caused absolute chaos. Meanwhile, at the library, our girl is trying to get some studying done. But her piece is interrupted by a bouquet of flowers shoved in her face. It's some desperate guy trying to win her over. He begs for another chance after his failed livestream confession. She shuts him down immediately, telling him to get lost. He can't handle the rejection and starts causing a scene. But her friend swoops in with the most savage comeback ever. He's left totally humiliated, vowing revenge as he storms off. Rejected and pathetic, the dude immediately calls his uncle for backup. He whines about being turned down by a newbie in the industry. His powerful uncle is furious for him. The nephew gives him our girl's name, Xiao Fengyu, and the uncle couldn't care less about her famous sister. He promises to make his nephew a star instead, nepotism at its finest. He immediately calls in a subordinate to start scheming. Meanwhile, our other heroine Yuanbao is getting seriously annoyed. Someone else finds a note, supposedly from her friend Minmin, setting up a meeting. Yuanbao keeps calling, but no one is picking up the phone. Suddenly, a wild creep appears. He asks if she's alone, and she's clearly not interested. But this guy doesn't know how to take a hint and sits right down. In the background, someone is secretly taking photos of them. He gets way too close for comfort, offering her a drink. The dude smirks, thinking she's just playing games. He even dares to put a hand on her leg while the photographer keeps snapping away. Oh, but our girl has had enough of this clown. She stands up and delivers a swift kick right to the family jewels. The photographer captures the chaotic moment, probably for blackmail. Turns out the real Minmin was stuck in a conference where they took her phone. She finally gets it back and sees all the missed calls from Yuanbao. She calls back immediately to explain what happened. Yuanbao is stunned, realizing the note was a fake and she was totally set up. Minmin confirms she's heading back to the dorm now. Yuanbao storms in, holding the forged note, absolutely fuming. Minmin puts it all together. It was an obvious trap to frame her. Yuanbao explains what went down, casually mentioning she kicked some creep in the crotch. But Minmin knows this isn't just a coincidence. She asks the million-dollar question, who did you piss off? Someone is trying to play dirty, spreading scandalous photos of our girls. Yunhan's assistant is in a full-blown panic over the potential fallout, but our girl, she's got this handled. She immediately calls her assistant in, demanding all the dirt on the culprits. She's going on the warpath and she thinks, this is what you get for touching my woman. The guilty party, an old geezer, is already trying to smooth things over. But Yunhan is ice cold. She knows all the ugly secrets of this industry. The old man pleads, mentioning their family's long history and claiming he destroyed the photos. Yunhan gives him a look that could freeze hell over. She calls his nephew a hothead who doesn't belong in the business, a clear threat. Then she stands up to leave, giving him the day to think about his colossal mistake. What a total power move. Later that night, our other girl, XiaoFengYu, is feeling a little bold. She's trying on a special outfit just for Yunhan, getting all flustered. But of course, Yunhan walks in at that exact moment, catching her red-handed. She raises an eyebrow, demanding to know what she's hiding. XiaoFengYu panics and makes a clumsy excuse, pulling out some new lingerie. She presents the slinky black nightdress with a flourish. Yunhan is incredibly amused. Why aren't you wearing it? She teases. Our poor girl stammers, claiming she's the innocent type. Yunhan leans in close, her voice a low purr. Remind me how innocent you are. She tells XiaoFengYu to sit down because the show is about to begin. But our girl has other plans, launching into a performance to jog her memory. She strikes a pose, asking for a round of applause. And Yunhan, bless her heart, actually claps along. XiaoFengYu takes a deep breath, ready for her big number. She starts singing and dancing like an absolute weirdo. Yunhan is left utterly speechless by this chaotic display. Brunette is totally charmed by our girl's silly performance. She'd become a comedian just to make her new girlfriend smile. But then the topic turns to her next acting role, as a vampire dating werewolves. Our girl panics, thinking her reputation will be ruined. Brunette immediately calls her out on her hypocrisy. She delivers a savage roast, reminding her of her cringy teen performances. Our girl has no comeback for that. But Brunette softens the blow, patting her head and promising a better project soon. She playfully teases her about becoming an even bigger clown, then tells her to get ready. As they part ways for the night, Brunette has one last, very important instruction. Wear the lingerie. Our girl immediately turns into a tomato. The spice level just went up. Meanwhile, at the Shengwang building, things are way less cute. A man grabs our other heroine's wrist, telling her to stop testing his limits. But she's had enough of being treated like a joke. She demands to be taken seriously. He looks conflicted, saying she knows how he feels before pushing her away. She throws his small gestures back in his face. What's the point if she can stand on her own? She declares she's tired and walks away, leaving him speechless. He grabs her again, begging for more time to deal with his family. She yanks her hand free. She's completely done with waiting. Later that night, a powerful woman in sunglasses arrives, looking like a boss. Our heartbroken redhead is at a bar, venting about how she'll never be good enough. She feels like a worthless aunt to her lover's powerful family. The exhaustion is hitting hard. Downing her drink, she slams the glass on the counter. She's made a decision. She breaks down, sobbing that she's always been useless and can't keep up. Wiping away a tear, she makes a final, heartbreaking vow. She's going to stop loving her. Our girl gets dragged to an amusement park, and her friend points to a literal death trap. She claims screaming on a roller coaster is the best therapy for a broken heart. Our poor heroine is literally forced onto the ride while begging for her life. The mere thought of it brings back some very nauseating memories. Like the time she and her friend were rolling on the floor in agony, cursing Feng Yanni. She decided then that death by hot pot was a much better option. But it's too late now. They're strapped in and ready for launch. A gloved hand presses the big green button of doom. The cart shoots forward and the screaming immediately begins. She clings on for dear life as her soul is forcefully yeeted from her body. As the ride finally slows down, she looks completely catatonic. Her friend cheerfully asks if she had fun. Our girl is still rebooting her system. And in a shocking twist, she gives a thumbs up and demands to go again. The chaotic energy has officially taken over. After their near-death experience, her friend offers some surprisingly solid advice. But our girl playfully calls her out for gossiping behind people's backs. Her friend's advice then gets a little unhinged, suggesting she just push her rival over. She finishes with a savage, "It's 2023, not 1823. But someone is watching them from afar." A familiar, icy voice cuts in, "What are you two doing?" It's Yunhan, looking extremely jealous at how close they are. Our girl tries to mediate, but Yunhan yanks her friend away for a private chat. Yunhan immediately scolds her, saying she was way too harsh with Xiaoyu. But her friend just claps back, worried Yunhan was getting old and senile. Yunhan is completely baffled by this wild accusation. And then she drops this flirty bombshell, saying men get feisty when they turn 30. After a fun day out, it's time to say goodbye. Our girl gives her sister a big hug, telling her to call. Their single friend is absolutely third-wheeling this PDA moment. A few days later, our girl heads to her sister's studio. She peeks inside looking for her sis, but she's told to wait. Her sister is in a meeting with Director K. And who should she run into but her old friend, Liu Yan. Our girl is surprised to see her here. She can immediately tell something is wrong. Turns out, Liu Yan is dreading seeing her ex, Miss Yu, who's going to be a mentor this season. Our girl gives her a much-needed pep talk, telling her to be brave. Just then, her sister calls her over. Yuan Bao says her goodbyes, leaving the two to chat. She cheekily asks if her sister is also going to be a mentor. Her sister just smiles, looking like a total boss. Yuan Bao begs for mercy, but her sister promises to be even stricter. Savage. Changing the subject, our girl asks for some relationship advice. She's struggling with Su Qin and thinks she's the problem. Her sister's solution, just call the man herself and fix it, chaotic energy. But instead of getting love advice, she assigns Yuan Bao a massive report. A 5,000-word reflection is due by the weekend. Our girl is shook. Her sister says practice is the only way to learn, cold. Suddenly, a new face appears at the door. It's Zixie's partner, and they are not shy at all. They proudly announce they confessed and topped Zixie on day one. Our girl is mortified and quickly covers their mouths. But they just wanted to show off pictures of their daughters, who are two adorable guinea pigs. Yuan Bao is bragging loudly. She claims she won Zixie over with her bedroom skills. He tries to give our girl sex advice, but she's absolutely mortified. Suddenly, a cold voice cuts in from behind. Liu Yan is here and she heard everything. She smirks, asking if he was too busy talking to notice her. He can't even form a sentence. Liu Yan completely ignores him, walking past like he's nothing. He is absolutely crushed. The poor boy collapses into a puddle of tears. "Why is my life so hard?" he wails. Meanwhile, the producers are gathering the cast for season 2 of the show. A market survey reveals fans are obsessed with Miss Yu and Liu Yan's dance chemistry. Miss Yu says she's fine with anything as long as Liu Yan is. The tension is real, folks. The producer pulls our girl aside. Apparently, her fans and Miss Yu's are at war online. To fix this, they'll be pushing for more mentor interactions this season. She then formally introduces Zixie to the group, telling everyone to get along. Liu Yan gives a graceful hello, hoping everything would go well. So professional, so cool. And just like that, filming for Teens Go officially commences. The producer kicks off a live stream, taking the viewers on a tour of the dorms. First stop, Miss Yu and Liu Yan's room. The shippers in the chat are going wild. After a quick chat, she decides to give the two some privacy, very convenient. She heads off to check on the next group, leaving the girls alone. But the moment the door closes, Liu Yan stops Miss Yu. The cameras are gone, she says. Miss Yu plays it cool, claiming she was just tidying up. Sure you were. Liu Yan just rolls her eyes, clearly not buying it for a second. The producer then bursts into the next room without knocking. Chaos is her brand, and what she finds leaves her and the cameraman completely speechless. It's our girl and Miss Yu in a very compromising position. They quickly claim it's for a performance. The producer doesn't care about the excuse, she just sees ratings and begs for spoilers. Miss Yu leans in close to our girl's neck. You smell good, she whispers, and the chat explodes. This is pure gold for the show. The producer is living for this drama. Our girl tries to pull away, but Miss Yu stops her. I'm not done yet, she says with a flirty wink. Then she leans in and whispers the most scandalous line, Hanner, I wanna eat you.